Got an email this weekend, Jake.
Whoa.
That's right. I got an email from Robert, who have a story about Elite Rides DFW. He has a story. The wife and I are taking our 6-month-old to the Caribbean. She asked me, how are we going to get to and from the airport with all our stuff? I said, have no fear. Elite Rides DFW is here. We seamlessly booked a large Suburban. Our driver, Justin, was more than gracious in helping load the absurd amount of stuff the wife claims we need.
Little shot.
All her worries were laid to rest with our safe and clean mode of transportation to the airport. From Robert. You could be like Robert and his wife.
All of her
and
worries
baby.
were laid to rest, and I'm hoping for this heroic act, Robert got laid himself. And you can use the promo code DZ15, Dan. When you book a ride at 844-RIDE-DFW, or you can use their app, Elite Rides DFW, promo code's DZ15, you'll get 15% off, and maybe you'll have sex.
With Elite Rides.
I thought the point of me concluding that spot
was a good
so
one.
that you'd be ready to
why
play
did
the
you let
open.
him hit it? He set it up. He slam dunked it.
I looked
wasn't
into the
ready.
camera and said
You're right.
sex, and then you just sat there.
I was like, well, what is that? Is he going to get more?
We're new.
Do you want to start it again? Do the thing again?
No.
Oh. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Morning. I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Jake Kemp.
I'm Blake Jones.
We also have Clayton Kimbrough with us on a Monday. Certainly off a big weekend of Reddit/fast food coupon deals.
I ate Taco Bell for regular dinner on Friday night.
What is regular dinner?
Means it wasn't 11 p.m.
Or wasn't on the way home when your
What is
wife
that?
is making a salad and you're like,
No.
I'll get Taco Bell on the way.
Now, it was a little
Throw
bit
away
late.
the bag.
It was late. Like, I don't think I would ever eat Taco Bell at 6 p.m. unless this show is brought to you by Taco Bell. But when you're eating dinner at like 8:30, it feels like you're closer to this is fine. You would have been happy, Clayton. Though I did count the cows.
You know I don't like to eat at 8:30.
Friday night I had an interesting
no-no.
little situation. I had a date night we can get into later if you want. Or now.
Date night?
It's our first use of a babysitter that we don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, you've used a babysitter before. That I know.
Yes.
So we should mention we are not at our downtown Dallas Fox 4 studios. We are not high atop my garage.
Nope.
We're far away from both of those places. We're in a place called Greenville.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. When it was booked, I'm like, that's not. TC lives right over there. The avenue. That's like that'll take us 15
No, this is the
minutes.
town.
Yeah, this is town.
The city.
The whole ass town.
The something is called Greenville.
I've never been out here before.
It's high northeast.
I quite like it.
You do?
Yeah, it starts to feel a little East Texas-y. Like it's green and wooded and old. I like that.
Abandoned houses everywhere.
A lot of it is.
This feels like it was an abandoned house at one point, but the guys at Scenario. Is this a scenario-based thing? This is a Johnny Outlaw. I don't know this guy's name from one day to the next.
He's not cutting those boys in on this.
Okay, so this is just a Johnny Outlaw remote.
Stabbing cabin.
But Johnny Outlaw, we know him from Scenario, the whole March Madness thing. They love data.
They do.
And we met the guys from Scenario. They came in our downtown Dallas studio
They
a
were
while
there. They were
back.
there.
They arrived.
Yeah.
What they did after that, I don't
Yeah,
really know.
I don't remember.
But we did the closing remarks with them, and we're going to do it again today. But we met a guy named Aaron, who is their top engineer. Right? Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
And he's their top engineer. He has a photographic memory. He lives to code, according to his preview, and they said he also lives to F. And we're like, what does that mean? He's married to a lady, but then he also has another lady that they live with.
Housekeeper, babysitter?
No. Like they have a marriage type relationship. Both husband and wife apparently have a intimate relationship with this third person who lives with them. And one night, the two ladies might be having something going on. One night, it might be Aaron
Love is
and
love.
one of the It's a very interesting situation. We couldn't believe it when we did that closing remarks. So today we're going to try and set aside plenty of time for closing remarks because
I spent all weekend writing down questions.
Aaron is here, and he brought his two wives.
Yeah, like, do they cycle up?
So we will, okay.
That's just one of the things I wrote down.
Save it.
She's laughing, the only other lady.
Aaron, all of our leaders. He's the leader of all of us.
Yeah, I mean,
we all aspire to be Aaron.
Had they told me in high school, like, hey, if you do BCIS and learn to code, you're going to be drowning in pussy.
Yeah.
Then I would have done that instead of nothing, which is what I did do.
You've done pretty well, though.
You got a master's.
You got a master's.
Jesus Christ. Not worth the paper they printed it on.
So, yeah, okay. You want to just do a weekend check? Get right into it?
Sure. Can I tell you who would like to present this to you?
Yes.
Weekend Check sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka. Tito's is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas. That's important. These people are not bootleggers. Tito's, 6-time distilled till it's just right, gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. Smoothest martinis, best Bloody Marys. Also, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back. They team up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. Dan, distilled and bottled by Fifth Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. I live near Grapevine Lake, and they, I think, probably got the wife on the gram. They have a guided kayak tour, like a sunset tour. It's like an hour and a half. I think it was like $50 each, but you get a kayak. It's see-through, it's like glass bottomy, so you can see into the beautiful depths.
Yeah, how far can you see in
Grapevine Lake? It's just a reservoir of mud. Like, it's cool when you do it in San Marcos at Aquarina Springs or in the Caribbean, but, you know.
Yeah, that's funny.
We did it.
This was Friday night date night?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like 7 to 8:30. And in the week leading up to that, there was a family that had moved in a block or so away. We don't have a lot of families with kids in our neighborhood. But they moved in. Family was on a walk and met the daughter. The daughter's 13. And she was like, hey, you know, I'm if you're interested, I'm a babysitter. I just started. And we're like, okay, cool.
This is exactly how we got our babysitter, the person across the street.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be, and especially, dude, they just moved in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm locking in at the floor here. And so we were like, yeah, you know.
And then they possibly will develop a nice relationship over the years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, even, you know, the ones what Dan was referencing before is Dan's daughters have babysat my kids before. And one of them, at least, Nora definitely was excited when she was coming back. Like, they got to know each other, which feels cool. Carter's already obsessed with this girl. He was pissed off Saturday morning. He was saying something. I'm like, what the fuck is he? He was asking for her.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, idiot. She doesn't live here. She went home last night. But she's 13. And as we were leaving to go to the lake, like, she seems awesome, you know, very. Listen, I don't plan on sending my kids to church, but if I want a babysitter, I want one in a youth group. That was a positive first sign for me. But as we're leaving the driveway, I'm like, you know, it's a bit curious that I feel better leaving my children with this 8th grader, stranger, than I would her parents, who have children and live down the street.
The 13-year-old's parents.
Yeah. Like, you just leave,
I thought
like,
you were
oh,
going to say them
babysitter.
with your parents, and I know that's not true.
No, but what I'm saying
but
is,
I felt
you're like,
that with my mom and my mother-in-law.
oh, that ain't.
Like, I would rather have a 13-year-old kid across the street.
Yeah,
than
but my mom is like God mom.
Right.
So that's not a thing. What I'm saying is, if I ran into those people on the street, the mom and dad who are like in their 50s, and they're like, you got some young ones? You going out soon? We'll watch them. I'd be like, no, that's pretty weird. But when a 13-year-old with zero child experience at all says it. I'm like, pure. That's good. Is that just afraid of
That is interesting.
sexual predators that has like infected our society that is all overblown?
Well, who would you rather have coaching your girl? Like a dad of one of the kids that has never coached before, or old Brian?
Who's been in the league for a decade plus since his
Brian
kids
lives
left?
down the street, and
Yeah.
they just call him Pedo Brian. It's just fun.
He loves kids. But then, yeah, we got home and everything was awesome. It was like,
Yeah,
They were like, "Oh,
obviously,
hey, yeah, whatever."
I've raised kids, but if I came up to you and said, "Hey, I'm available to babysit,"
yeah, it was just,
I love kids. I loved raising kids. They were great. I did. I had a great time. And what if I wanted to just? I'm going to use my knowledge now to make a little extra money on the side.
I mean, if it were you.
Like if I went to Uber, you would have no problem with that.
Right. You know how to drive.
But
Here.
I'm a guy. Yeah, it's.
But
now,
if we started pitching Dan
what if
to
it
come
was
watch
the-
your kids.
What if it was a 40-year-old lady or 50-year-old lady, just lady? That'd still be a little weird, right?
I'd be more okay with that.
Yeah, but now
Sure.
that we're ranking it, if it were just a lady in the neighborhood who was like, "Hey, my kids are grown,
I'm lonely.
I'm lonely. I'll watch your kids," I'd be like, a little bit weird, but we'll consider. But if the dad would have been involved, then I would have said, "No, we're good."
Look
But
at
when
Blake
the
right now.
When the child comes forward and says, "I'll watch your home," like we'll play outside,
Right.
I'll keep him from
There
drowning.
could be-
There's no fence on the pool, like. She doesn't.
Yet you're going to trust this 13-year-old, and you know 13-year-olds.
I'm backing out of the driveway like, why am I okay with this?
Yeah.
But I was.
Look at him. Would you want that person? Got that mustache.
And he comes knocking.
God,
Yeah,
your
because that was the
mustache
other
is
part.
so
That
awesome.
was the other part I told you about. Is
I want to shave it so bad.
A few days later, she
You do?
came to the
Yeah.
door. He can't though. He
You
knows
can't.
we'll be
I know.
And
mad.
you can't through the summer event
I know, I'm locked in.
because we're going to do some filming this week.
And
That
we
we're
need you
gonna
to look the same.
You have to look
This
the
is
same,
how I
yeah.
was with booze.
What?
Everyone was just like, oh, every time we'd be doing a remote, Dan would be like, come on out, Jake will get fucked up with you and black out. And I was like, oh, I guess here we go. Back to the mines I go.
Now it's Dan's fault.
Well,
Yeah.
here's what I'm saying. I think he loves the mustache the same way I loved the bottle. But now he can say, oh, I just got to keep doing this
Okay.
because
Did you notice his haircut, too?
I noticed it Friday after he took off his hat.
Show the class. Turn your head. Look at that thing.
Yeah. And he's losing weight.
He
I was thinking over the weekend,
definitely
I was,
is giving cop.
there's a new movie this year called
You know, you
Warfare.
didn't come to a complete stop back there.
Warfare is a movie about written by a veteran who is in a failed operation in Iraq. And I watched the trailer, and there's a couple guys who were actually in the operation in the movie. It looks awesome. But as I was watching the trailer and looking at this recon Marine group, there's like 3 decisions that could have gone different where that guy, look at him right now, is kicking in the door of like of a village. And oh no, people are screaming, women, shut the fuck up. That guy's not that. Look at him.
I said shut up.
Yeah, good heart, but like he'll go there if he needs to. I could see it. Big dip in.
Now look at
awesome.
me.
Now I was thinking of crafting down a Muzzy last night, and then I was thinking I'd have to wear it through the whole event, and then I don't want to take Blake's bid either.
That would
No,
be
I
bad.
need some help
Nah, you'd look
because I'm teetering.
real lame if you did it now. You got to come up with something else.
Yeah.
But no, the canoeing was great. It put us home in time to have an acceptable Taco Bell dinner.
Are you by yourselves, or there's a guy driving this boat?
There is a guy. Let me tell you about him real quick. That was interesting. It's not a boat. You're all in your own kayaks, but he's kind of leading in his own. There were 5 groups. They take you out. And there's sunset.
But you're in one with your wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we've done many times, and let me tell you, good relationship builder. Figure out how you get through fights. Get in a kayak. You'll fight. I'm like, have you ever heard of wind? Like, look, it's coming from this way. Like, we need, anyways. But yeah, the guy, a little bit of a break from your typical blonde, has abs tour guide that you think probably could go work in Aspen or in Costa Rica, depending on the weather. He was just like a marine biology guy from UTA. and he moved here to go to that lab in Arlington for his postgrad, like to get his PhD, which was very interesting. He's from Maine. So, of course, I had to talk Belichick and Jordan with him.
Oh, yeah. Did you see Belichick was like at a – there's like a Miss Maine – Jordan was speaking this weekend because she's – I think she
Finalist?
holds the current crown.
Okay.
And she has to speak at the next year's event. So the next year's event was this past weekend, and Belichick was there, and she was up on stage. I got to try and find that audio for this week.
But anyways, this guy, we were like, so you just moved to Arlington, huh? And he's like, yeah. And we kind of thought that was strange, and he didn't understand. Like, well, nobody. Anyways.
What do you mean?
Well, to move from Maine, I just never hear of anybody moving to go to UTA. But I forget they have like post-grad programs and they have PhD programs.
And you think UTA is for somebody local that couldn't get into better colleges?
That's why I went to UTA.
Okay.
And it was just weird to me that this guy moved here for a marine biology lab in Arlington.
You can see Wings games
anytime he wants. Well, I don't know.
I don't know if they're still there.
Prices are.
Are the prices going up?
Yeah, dude.
Because of Page?
Yeah.
Page buckets?
There you go.
See Bob? Somebody ball-sacked Bob.
With what?
I actually don't think it's Bob's fault. I think it's deranged because I guess the Wings played an exhibition game.
They'll do that. Yeah.
And they played a team. I don't even know who the real team was, but somebody altered her stat line to instead from 15 points, say 45 points.
Yeah.
And Bob posted it and was like, what is this? This crazy line. And people were like,
She's
idiot
good.
ball sacked. It's like, who is like doing that to a photo? Like, I'm going to make him think Paige Buecher scored 45.
Dude, people are online doing everything.
But then what's he thinking just posting it?
I don't know.
The whole thing was the whole thing was
his concern
was interesting. But
he's on the sports wall.
Yeah.
He's got to defend sports.
And then yesterday I went to the Arboretum for Mother's Day.
The Dallas Arboretum?
Yeah. Hit up that kid zone.
What does that mean? You went just with your wife and kids?
Yeah.
Not your mother?
No. I went over to my mom's and watched the second period of the Stars game for Mother's Day. That was my contribution. But here's the one PSA I want to offer. This is probably not going to go over well at home, but I'm going to do it anyways. We need to get a photo with both kids smiling. I think has a hit rate at our age, 2 and 6, of about 0. Never seen it happen peacefully. Never seen it happen without everybody getting pissed off. And I remember when I was a kid, it's just don't. Why do we need to try it? I think we know where this road goes. Not everybody's mad. Probably doesn't help that I'm the one that's not.
Right, because you saw the play.
If the last
you saw
25 times you've said, "Hey, 6-year-old and 2-year-old, stand next to me and smile," they punched each other. I feel like on time 26, the result likely to be the same. And lo and behold, I was correct. Set off a chain of events there.
So happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. It's just the funniest thing to me. It's like, what if we put it? Yeah, anyways.
Well, I had to explain to my wife for like literally the 20th time.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
Was told the vibrator doesn't count as a gift because it came from a listener.
It's ridiculous.
I know. What
if that listener gave you $30, whatever that vibrator cost?
Way more than that. Yeah.
So then what if you bought something?
It's insane.
Well, as I told my wife, for like I said, literally the 20th time, you're not my mom. Am I supposed to give presents to every mom I know? Should I give presents to your sister? Should I give presents what? So
why stop the potentials?
Yeah, I feel like we've all got a duty to our own mothers,
and that's why you go all out for your mom that day.
Yeah, I call her. I call her and we talk for over a half hour.
The special package, the premium package for Mother's Day.
She didn't book the 4-pointer.
Yeah, Mom, I think Shador's looking great too. Yep.
My mom definitely gives me updates on Shedeur Sanders.
That's awesome. I feel like we need her on throughout the season, just as a correspondent.
We're seeing beat reporters break down rookie minicamp footage of Shedeur Sanders.
Dude, I saw this weekend Coward yelling about it as they were just rolling Shedeur footage. And he's like, look at the video. It's all Shedeur. Where's Dylan Gabriel? It's all Shedeur. I'm like, your people edited this video together. This is a video of Shedeur.
I'll tell you what else it
digress.
is. This is on my list today. It's rookie mini, like, this should not be, you should not allow media in there. But this is probably a Jerry thing because the marketing, it helps everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we're going to let him in there, and then we're going to get on Twitter, and we're going to be like, Shedeur clearly winning the battle thus far for starting. What are we doing?
A little horse race.
It is May. Like, that was the first day they're getting their key card. They're getting the whole, here's the employee handbook.
Right.
Here's where you park. Like, and now we're going to go out and just take a few reps. And then we got Stefanski. I'll do it now. Then we got Stefanski.
Wild man.
Answering questions. So first he's given his quick update.
And Shedeur worked under center before they got in here.
Okay, so the first question is about what's the deal with them being under center a lot? So that was the first thing. And Stefanski goes on to detail the history of football to this guy. And
I love it.
Now, college, they're not under center a lot. And really, once you get to the pros, more than 50% of the time, well over, you're not under center. So there are going to be sometimes they are under center. So we want to just kind of get them feeling that right away. That's the first question to this effing little press conference, which is ridiculous. But it does make you think.
Wait, can I ask you, what do you think the first question should have been?
I don't even think they should have had a press conference.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're not going to ask him about, like, is it good to have Myles Garrett back?
Yeah, no. Well,
this is what they have to do.
It's the rookies.
Yeah.
So
well, okay, yeah.
There is no Myles Garrett there.
But you probably shouldn't be questioning the coach in your first question. Hey, dummy, why are you doing these drills where they're under center?
Well, the next one is really questioning the coach as well. So let's hear him with the end of the history of the NFL. It is weird. It doesn't seem like Troy Aikman was in the league that long ago, but it really was.
Yeah.
And Troy Aikman might have taken one shotgun snap per year. Like snap.
Yeah, desperation.
Like because it's 4th and 40 and yeah. So that is weird. But
it's majority shotgun. In the NFL game, it's majority shotgun. So it's just getting guys comfortable where you have the ability to do both is really the idea.
Can you say when you went the team, state the reason Gabriel took the first snaps?
So he said Dylan Gabriel took the first snaps.
Also, I don't know if I'm a reporter that I'm asking an NFL coach to state the reason like I'm a Fed.
Yeah.
He doesn't owe you anything.
Right.
State the reason for these this depth chart.
This is amazing.
It's going to be a
State
mess.
the reason Gabriel took the first snaps.
Yeah, I wouldn't look into really anything.
I know, but how do you choose it? Is it draft status or what?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
He says, how do you choose that? Is it draft status?
I'm not sure I've ever heard a reporter sound this unbothered by like convention. Like,
This is awesome.
Wouldn't look into really anything.
I know, but how do you choose it? Is it draft status or what?
Yeah, I wouldn't look into anything. I think you'll see the whole weekend going through the spring. I mean, we don't pay too close attention to who's in there
Will it
first.
change tomorrow?
We'll see. Hey, will you be here? I'll see you here.
So Kevin, when you get to court,
who is that guy?
I don't know. Maybe it's Tony Grossi. I know Tony Grossi is the longtime Browns guy who kind of feels like he was there during
This
when they
cigar
were good.
guy, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's Doug Deacon. He was a beat writer back when they left Cleveland.
Okay.
And he's still there. So I think kind of he feels more entitled to get the answers and get them right now. And why are you dodging it? But
Yeah, that'll happen every now and then. That was just really, really forward. I mean, it might be as simple as like his name is earlier in the alphabet. Like when you're getting into camp.
Yeah, but he's got a point. Shedeur had his number retired. You'd think that would buy you precedent.
That is true. By the way, I'm rocking my new college team today.
Yeah, that looks good.
Thank you. I'm locking in. This is a big year for us. I can do the thing now. It's not racist. You guys just don't understand.
Reduce.
Yeah. I'm honoring the natives.
Well, let's continue weekend check. But one of the things I actually did was I signed up for Ownwell.
Whew, good for you.
So
Beat the deadline.
Ownwell.com. I did it all memory too. I was like, you know what? I'm going to open up the copy points. No. I didn't need to do it. Ownwell.com/thedumbzone.
Sign
We'll
up.
take you right. And there's like a little Dumb Zone logo on there.
Yeah.
They're like, they know. Yeah, you sign up right away. So right away, they told me your projecting savings would be $50 to $100. Not like didn't you get like $1,800 back or something?
1969.
Okay, nice. So they said though, still you might want to do this, but so once I still signed up, and they're like, do you have anything that's kind of fallen apart on your home? And dude, we got like this rotting back porch, and some of the other wood that was painted 10 years ago is rotting away. Like, we have well over $5,000 worth. So they're like, take a couple pictures of that, put it in here, and you might get more. So I'm very encouraged. We're going to send those pictures in this week. But ownwell.com/thedumbzone. They'll save you money. We've gotten tons of, what was this? The guy from Carter last week saved $4,758.
That's insane.
It's like you've never even tried. If you haven't tried to contest your taxes, your property taxes, what does it hurt? Just try.
At ownwell.com/dumbzone, as Scene put it, his net savings will cover his subscription to this show for the next 284 months. So basically the show's free now. Just go to ownwell.com/thedumbzone and save some money.
We're just trying to help you.
We're just trying to help your show. I mean, if you like just giving money to big government and let them do what they want with it.
What is your bit, Clayton? You got anything from the weekend?
Yeah, he's
he's got no microphone. Or he sucked some dude off. I'm not sure. One of those times he just did this.
He just made the... No, none of this.
And then he's like, And then he wiped. He's like, it's in my eye.
Jeez. There are kids here.
Nah.
Although I asked that grandpa on Friday if he could still work on himself.
Where's kids?
Oh, I thought there were kids back here. No.
Okay.
Thought there were.
There's just like wives everywhere.
Just everywhere I look.
This guy might get another wife before the end of the show.
Which, speaking of, it sounds like they have to leave soon. So if we want to get closing remarks from them, it needs to be now.
We can reorganize.
You want to do that?
I'll do it
Yeah.
right now.
Okay. Bring him in. Who do we got?
Look, the Stars will still be up 2-1 tomorrow.
You want to start with Aaron?
I want
course.
you to tell us what's
Okay.
next.
Come up here, Aaron.
I thought you're saying the ladies have to leave.
They do.
Okay.
Do you want to get the story first and then
Yeah, okay.
get to them?
Yeah. So Aaron is the guy with the two wives. Apparently, he's a top-notch coder.
No, you won't.
So did they just tell us now that
Yeah.
they're about to leave?
Yes. Hi, Aaron.
What up?
There's been no camera, right?
All right. Oh, you don't want to be on camera?
That's fine.
Okay. So quick reset. You're a dude with scenario. You're a great engineer, right? You'll admit that. You're not too humble to admit that.
I'm all right.
You were married with 2 kids.
3 kids.
3 kids, sorry. To wife 1, and you had all the 3 kids with her, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Audrey.
How long you been married?
We actually just had our 14-year anniversary.
Congrats.
We've been together 15.
Okay. What year did you meet this other lady that you brought into your house?
Well, we were friends for years before COVID, and our friend group kind of had to disband because of social distancing.
Yeah.
And she was the first of our friend group to show back up and reconnect,
Like during COVID?
just right after COVID.
Okay, but before that, you had never
No.
intermingled sexually with her at all?
No. It's not something we looked for. No.
Okay, like your wife had never hooked up with her by accident.
No.
We're drinking one night and we just...
No.
You never did either. But
No, not at all.
you thought about her?
No.
You never thought about her?
No. Well, we didn't go looking for this. No.
He's Rob Pelinka.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
the
it's just
guy-
like,
he's like,
really?
Yeah, no, I did.
Okay, so now how did things, or do you want to introduce your the ladies? Does he got a handheld mic and they're sitting next to him?
I have a
What are we
handheld
doing?
mic. They're
I'm not even seeing.
shy. So.
Oh, okay. So you have one lady is on your lap. Which lady is this?
Faith.
Okay, but one or two?
2. If you want to give them
It's
numbers,
the plus one.
I prefer not to refer to them as numbers.
Right, he's like George Pickens.
Right,
He's never
but-
heard of 1A, 1B.
But this is me. Okay, so this is
Absolutely.
And then your wife.
Audrey's right behind Jake.
Hey, Audrey.
Okay. Hey, Audrey. All right. So,
Yeah, what year did it? So,
Well,
you reintroduced
COVID.
each other after COVID. It happens pretty quickly after
about
that.
9 years into marriage, 10 years into marriage.
Yeah,
Approximately.
around and yes.
Okay, but you got 3 kids. They're not. How old are they? Or
They're
how old are they
eight-
at
eight-
the time you guys hooked up?
Well, they're 8, 10, and 12 now. So that was 3.5 years ago. Our youngest was 5. So we were very, very open with them about things and hey, what would you think if Faith moved in with us? What would you think if we?
You were asking an 8-year-old or a 5-year-old this?
Well, we're very open with our kids about things and how do you like Faith we love Faith. That would be awesome. Wait, she gets to move in with us. That'd be great. We built a new home and just happened to have enough space to accommodate. So
Okay, well that's mildly interesting. But how did the initial, the first time there was ever some kind of a amorous get together?
I mean,
Had she already moved in?
no.
Okay.
Oh
That's
no.
what- I didn't
not
know
at
if
all.
it like that came after like cohabitation.
That's a good distinction.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So COVID had split up the friend group.
Mm-hmm.
She's the first one to kind of venture back a little bit.
That's right.
You guys are at home.
Mm-hmm.
You're drinking some. You don't drink.
No, I don't.
They do.
Not really. No.
Oh,
Maybe one drink a week or something like that.
This is all natural pheromones.
this is
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Makes it even more incredible because
We're
I
just-
understand
we're
if you're
just
kind of
best
all in a
friends,
thing or
you know?
X'd out of your mind or
yeah,
something.
you're doing something fun. All of a sudden,
Your
it's
brother's over there. And,
yeah, it's a White Lotus thing.
yeah.
She hadn't seen a lot of the popular TV shows like Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones and stuff like that. So we were going through. I think we were going through Game of Thrones at the time.
Cool.
And
Something
she'd
like
just
that,
come
and
over
just-
and watch with you guys
A couple times a week. Yeah.
Okay, so
I like to cook, so I would cook and
Oh, that's got to be
Hang
a
out,
big player
so.
here.
but how did the initial how do you have a first kiss? How does all that happen?
it just did. I say again, like none of us were asking or looking for any of this to happen. We're just, it just happened.
With who and who? Who were the first two to? Was it you and her? Was it your wife and her? Was it and Faith?
It was all of us. It was just I'm
just trying to. I
all of
can't.
us together.
I can't picture that.
Oh, I can.
Like if you were writing this as a
In
as
fact,
fairy,
I am right now.
fairy smut, but you're not. How would you describe who made the first? I first touched her hand.
I guess you'll just have to wait for the autobiography.
Yeah, I kind of imagine it like Captain Planet, but only 3 people where they're just they all touch hands and then come in and then whatever happens after that, rings together.
Did the first time there was ever even a tiniest kiss or anything? Did everything go all the way that?
I think
very
so.
night? Okay.
Yeah,
so.
we're adults here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no need to. And then how long until she moved in?
Well, we were about 6 months away from the house being built at the time, so it was about 6 months after that.
How about okay, so that night though, still. So
No,
things
he's
are
right. Like I'm not.
things are. All of a sudden, we're in the middle of an adult film, right? All of a sudden, now shirts are off, things are happening, things are going down, right? Now this has escalated beyond this first little kiss thing. Now it's all over. What are you thinking then? Because that's then you're like. Assessing the dance. You're looking around. You're looking.
That PNC hits you. And
She's
you're like,
trying
"Did I
to
just
find her
ruin
bra.
everything?"
You're trying to whatever. You're getting up.
I mean, as far as we were concerned, really nothing had changed. It had just become more.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was very early on that we all sat down and talked and said, "Hey, do we like this? Like, is this something that we want to continue and to plan for and to be a thing? And the answer very soon after that was yes. So we would each start taking Faith out on our own private dates once a week, and because she lived, a ways away, so we go pick her up and take her out on our own private dates. We'd go out on the weekends together. She'd continue to come over and hang out. And
what is your
trail off
sleeping situation at home now? Like, what she now has moved in with you.
Mm-hmm.
How many bedrooms are there?
So our home is 7 bedrooms. So Audrey and I sleep in the master, and Faith sleeps in her own room, but it's only because it's hot sleeping 3 people in a bed,
Sure.
So it's warm, but we trade around all the time.
So possibly
electric.
The 2 ladies might sleep in the master on Tuesday
Mm-hmm.
night.
It's common on the weekends that they'll fall asleep watching movies together. I'll be coding. And then,
of course you are.
Absolutely.
Grinding.
How about like household responsibilities?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So-
do you just treat it like a normal? My wife and I are real like 50-50. I do a lot of stuff.
So,
that probably
when Audrey and I first got together, we both worked full-time retail jobs. And very early on, I did all the cooking. She did all the cleaning. And it just worked. Right? And that's held true to this day, even through staying home with the kids and going to a single income. It's just worked. I continue to handle all the cooking. She continues to handle the cleaning. And they split responsibilities 50-50 between the 2 of them.
Are like
I mean, the truth is they should be splitting it 33, 33, 33. Like,
But
I know what you mean. I just want everything to be fair.
Are others that you guys like people at the PTA or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are they aware of your living
youth
situation?
sports.
Absolutely. We have had nothing but overwhelming support from everyone, and we're very blessed. We've just had nothing but overwhelming support. We just try to, like I said last time, we try to leave every situation a little bit better than we found it.
Your kids homeschool?
No, they're not. They were
Okay.
during COVID.
Okay.
Just because of this, scenario. But no, they're public schools.
Nice plug. But like teachers, or I think what Dan is getting at is, do you have to ever explain? I guess it depends on how involved she is in like the kids.
Very involved.
Okay, because that's on. I just feel like if I'm showing up to meet the teacher night with 2 wives, I'm at least gonna have to answer a question. No?
No. Everyone is just very understanding and accepting.
Would you be considered common law married? Like, what if
I don't think so. No.
What if
I
you
don't think
guys
it's
wanted
legal.
to kick her out, and then all of a sudden
No.
it's like, boy, I've been financially dependent on this situation.
We've had these sorts of hard conversations before. I'm thankfully in a very fortunate place where if that were to happen, I would continue to take care of.
Sure.
But that
I know
we
you say
obviously don't. We
believe
obviously don't plan for that. But no, the law is not kind to us in this regard. But that's okay.
What if Faith,
We make
who
it
is number 2 for the audience, I know she's not a number
Chronologically,
she actually
temporally.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we understand. We're
what if
sympathetic.
she all of a sudden hooked up with some other guy and is like, man, I think I just want to go this solo thing?
We'd be very supportive. But obviously that wouldn't
Would you
happen.
invite him into the room?
I was gonna say. I mean, I feel like they're only.
No, again, we
Fair is fair.
we didn't look for 3. We're not looking for 4.
Oh, well, but things could just happen. Like, what if today, all of a sudden, you're sitting there with Blake and you're looking at that mustache and you're like, geez.
It's good. It's a good mustache.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you sync up?
They're not going to answer that.
Short answer is
do periods
yes.
sync up? Does that
Short-
really happen?
It's very, very close. Yes. Short answer is, for the most part, yes.
All the money spent on NASA in the world, and no one can explain that to me. They try, they can't do it. Other than the fact that it's like not real. But yeah, I don't know. I think
Is your wiener incredibly big?
I mean, it's all right.
He said the same thing about his coding ability, and we know he's a genius
Right,
at that.
right.
yeah, that's true too. We also know that's the only 2 things he does on Friday night.
That's right.
Man, I don't know. I'd watch a reality show. I mean, I know that there's shows out there, whatever.
Yeah, have
but,
you run into anyone
But
now
they're
that
like real people, and
you're
I'm
in this
interested.
lifestyle? Do you know anyone else in
No.
this?
Yeah, do you
no.
have to go to a convention?
No.
Yeah. Would you be interested in talking to somebody else about their
I think it would be interesting. It's not like something we sought out. It's not a lifestyle that we particularly aspired
That
to.
may be the most unique part of it, is that most people who get into these situations, like, it was something that was, like, really a thought in their mind for a long
There's
time,
an entire subset of the
Yeah.
population who's looking for something like this, and we call Faith our unicorn because in that scenario, these couples are trying to find a pretty young girl to woo, and that just simply wasn't the case. So
this is kind of great. You always have a babysitter. You don't have to pay.
I was able to take Audrey out to a wonderful weekend at the Stockyards and
Nice.
have a great time because Faith was able to watch the kiddos, and I got to take Faith to Columbia to go and meet Sebastian and his wife Alejandra, and it just works.
How are I suppose this could be a bear trap because they might be unalived, but your respective parents respond to all this.
Again, my parents are just very supportive, very accepting of Faith.
Her parents, both ladies' parents, like is Christmas real crowded?
Unfortunately, Audrey's mother isn't with us anymore. Father is supportive.
Okay. Hell yeah.
It's a lot, right? I can only imagine how Faith's parents would have, what a shock it would have been. But we've been to their house and had dinner with them, and they've met our kiddos. So, yeah.
Man, it's a big world out there.
It really is, man.
I don't know. Hats off to all three of you. I mean,
thank you.
You're raising a family that loves each
blessed.
other, and like I know right now, I couldn't do this. There's no way. You have to be like a very centered person.
I would love to say it's a lot of work and it's a lot of effort. It's just not. It just works.
I think if you're the type of person dealing with the type of people, you can make it work. I just don't think I'm cut out for that.
Well, when you're married to someone,
jealous or pissed off.
when you're married to someone like Audrey, life is just easy.
This is how he does it.
Yeah, he says nice stuff about his wife.
I owe everything.
I'm not about to do that.
I owe everything to her, and it's no
right.
secret. Everybody knows this. So.
Well, I think it's beautiful, and I hope you guys stay together and don't end up like on Dateline.
Well, it's been 3.5 years, and we're as strong as ever. So, and 15 for Audrey and I.
Congrats, Audrey. Oh yeah, love, baby. I love it.
Do you get Faith like a Mother's Day gift too? Or?
No, not traditionally. We like to spoil Audrey, so we hooked her up with.
Hey now.
We hooked her up with a fantastic Mother's Day, so, and that's how we like it.
I mean, we all went home that night, and we will tonight again too, and mentioned to our wives, "Hey, this guy," just to kind of gauge their, that's interesting, or oh, whoa,
Yeah.
And I got more the oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, if I had gone home the night before things happened and talked to Audrey, we both would have been like, "That's crazy. No way."
Yeah.
So I'm sympathetic with him.
But Faith is just that good.
He's fantastic.
Yeah. See? All right, well, thanks. Thanks for joining us, girls, ladies.
Good times.
I really thought you were going to hop on the mic. Very disappointed that you're not. Very disappointed.
We still love you, though.
Yeah. We do. All right, where were we? We're in the middle of a weekend check. Want me to go?
Sure.
You always got a big weekend, Blake?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's not a tease.
Nope.
Why don't you go first?
Okay. I was taking Brooks to get his weekly Slurpee after his gymnastics class.
How's gymnastics going?
Good, I think.
I'm thinking about that being our first move.
For Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just foundational type stuff. Like, I want to get him in a camp where they teach him to run when he's like 3.
They'll teach him to be gay if he's in.
No, I see. I mean, what I like is I was already able to make fun of Blake and call his kid gay, and now I can do it.
Yeah.
I think gymnastics, like as a foundational athletic thing, is tough to beat.
So when we
I'd get him in football, and that's it.
Yeah. Tackle football
right now.
Immediately. When we had Bobby and Brandon Stroop on, they said kids need fundamentals.
Yeah.
How to run appropriately. But they said the best thing to do at this age is gymnastics, so that's why he's in it. Anyway, going to get a Slurpee, and a guy walks in with a shirt that says "Make America Straight Again."
Yes.
Okay.
Buy it for your grandpa?
Okay.
Kind of an older guy, but then I was like, all right, dude. Whatever.
It works great, though. It rhymes. It's awesome.
I get it.
Yeah.
However, what I had a problem with was this guy. I was expecting him to go get some Yellow Bellies, some cigarettes.
Yeah.
He bought a watermelon ice vape.
Man.
A gay vape.
Dude,
Wearing the Make America Straight Again shirt.
the vape has broken the manliest of us. Like the number of, again, the dudes I saw at treatment who were just face tatted up, teardrops, wife beater on, and they just have like a pink cloud light up vape. It happens, man.
So I've always had this scenario play out in my head of whenever I do a segment, everyone like skips ahead. Mm-hmm. And it's nice getting the visualization of that because everyone in the room just left. So I'll speed through this.
To be fair, it was the thruple.
Yeah.
And you know he walks them out.
And even the guy who
set up
opens
their door.
100%. He'll be
let me
back.
open the door for you.
Yeah.
But even the guy that set up the remote left.
Yeah.
So
we'll just keep going.
Anyway, we Clayton's gone too. So I had 3 days by myself where wife and kid were in Austin at a Tuesday wedding that I didn't ask questions about.
Could have been her own.
You still don't know who got married.
I saw some pictures.
Because she showed them to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Hey, can I see some pictures from the wedding?
So on one of those days, I did get my ears lowered. And I was thinking while getting it that Jake said you would get one every day if you could. But
Yeah.
doesn't that take away the feeling of getting one if you got it every day?
I don't know.
And what are they
Because I've
even
never
cutting?
tried.
Okay.
I don't know that I would do it. Maybe it would be every 4 days, but
Is it the beach theory?
there's no pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, pizza again? Oh, I hate it now. No, I think if you did
Yeah.
it every couple days, you'd be fine. And I told you guys, there's a lady at who cuts my hair, who's not my main lady. She has like a shop vac that she runs over my head after she does it, and it's magical.
Love
and if
it.
I could get the shave and the shop vac every day, I think I would.
Okay.
I think I would.
So I was sitting there in the chair and I was thinking, boy, how else could I get pampered today? So I thought, let me go get a massage.
Blake getting a massage?
And I think I've said this on the show before, but I have a love-hate relationship with it because I love it. I love the feeling of whatever, lay there for 45 minutes, relax. But the whole time, I'm just thinking, boy, I feel really bad that this person has to do this to me for 45 minutes.
You guys have got to let that go. It's the same thing with him and the pedicure.
Yeah.
I am creating jobs by letting these mostly minorities serve me.
And that's...
But I am paying them.
Like, would you get a shoe shine at the airport?
And again, this is where my argument falls apart because hell no.
Yeah.
But also, like, I've
just
only
depends
seen
on the
old black guys
oppressed-
doing it.
I was going to say, it depends on the minority that's...
Yeah.
But see, I walked in...
Like, what if it was old black guy at the pedicure place?
Yeah, I think I might. I think I might be out.
But she was Asian woman, very broken English. I could tell you didn't want to grow up and do this.
Do you think she walks out of there and it's like, at least I don't have to talk with that accent anymore?
It's just totally
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like the
hibachi guy.
yeah, the hibachi shit.
That's funny. So at the end, I thought this. I don't think I would ever do the happy ending, but I would like to be asked.
I don't know that they ask.
They don't ask. They
They
don't
just do it?
I think.
Well,
I'm very intrigued.
It starts
I'm not
with,
sure.
I think you have to be at the right place. Like the place that I get my massages, they're not doing that. Unless you're Justin Tucker, who apparently
yeah.
was doing that. But there are places everywhere. It sounds like more the type you were going to,
Yeah.
where there's like code or there might even be like a website, like Jerk Maps or
I think
something.
it was Rub Maps?
Rub Maps?
Something like that.
And it's like it would be instructions on what to say or like what to do with a towel. But no, I don't think they're just like, wanna come? That's not how it works.
Well, I'm sure there's a negotiation. $100. I don't know what it costs. Anyway, I would like to be asked. I don't think I'd ever do it.
Back in the day, I had a buddy. I really don't want to say who it is, but he's a very big friend, and he has a son now who's in the game.
Could be anyone.
But he would tell me that he would do that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he would you just have to bring, or he would ball up a 20 in his hand because you have to go in naked. You can't, there's nowhere to.
Yeah, and after this
That's it? 20
segment,
bucks?
Well, this was 20 years, 30 years ago.
yeah, different economy. Yeah. It was like all these tariffs.
Right.
Who knows? But after this post, we'll get a few emails from people that are like, here's where I go.
Here's what you do.
Here's what you do.
Blake
Yeah.
at nopuppetproductions.com.
Yeah.
Boy, the internet really did help. People, like you said, you can go search and they'll tell you the protocol for a certain place, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I think the biggest thing is like when you're traveling, I think that's a big deal with the travel man.
Yeah.
So if you can just lock in Chicago.
There's a reason to travel, Blake.
That's
Okay,
right.
you sold me.
Yeah.
A quick, happy ending.
That was your weekend, so mine, pretty boring. Continued working on the garage, not really cleaned out yet. Chilly weekend, I thought. Jake was telling me this morning it's going to be 100 degrees on Wednesday.
Yeah, you know, the day where
Have
we're
you heard of that?
filming
Really?
outside all day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Man.
We're already going to hit
Over 100.
100.
Now, when you say chili, are we talking temps or like the meat-based product?
No, temperatures.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not make any meat-based products.
It's hot.
Although my veggie chili,
I believe it.
It's asked for by roast twins everywhere. They're going to be coming home soon, and they told me already they want to have veggie chili that week. So I said, all right.
When will they be here?
I believe the 22nd they're
let's
flying.
be out all
let's
week.
be at Fox that week. What do you say?
Yeah. But I did find out, so, okay, I watched the whitest thing I've ever watched.
Don't think there were any dog shows this weekend.
Not CNN's top 5 things.
No.
My wife's cousin has a son, and we had to go find it, and I had to show her how to get the ESPN app on, and then I had to listen to her just bitch about the ESPN Plus app, and
But she's got opinions on how to fix it.
They should.
First time using it.
so Colgate, he plays lacrosse for Colgate, and they're apparently in the something tournament
Yeah, that's
that
going
leads
on
to the
right now, guys.
the big thing, whatever they call that. They were playing Penn State. They lost 13-11, so I don't have to sit and watch lacrosse anymore.
Can I ask what the big problem here is?
Well, I think their defense was just
No, coach. It's lacrosse. It's not like it's I don't know, any number of I think lacrosse, it's just like with hockey. It's just based on when you were introduced to it and what part of the country you lived in. Lacrosse is rough.
no.
I
They
think
say
it's
like Jim Brown was the greatest lacrosse player ever.
I'm just saying if you
But
just switched out football and lacrosse,
It's as
think
white as you could
basketball.
ever see anything.
It definitely is white.
And it's probably like the rowing team or something. Same thing, right?
Colgate.
It's just anyway, we watched the whitest sport I've ever seen. I started to watch. So remember, my wife was going to be gone Friday night, and it was great.
Going to be?
No, she left.
Okay.
She did. I got home Friday. She was getting ready, and then she left. She had some gala that I couldn't go to because it was $200 a plate. Mm-hmm. And I was like, honey, you know what? I'll take this one for the team. I'll stay home. And so now I'm there with everything in front of me, and it was great to do nothing. But every time I turn on HBO for the last month, it's staring at me. The Celtics documentary. Number one, basketball now makes me sad. Maybe that'll stop someday, but even like Immaculate Grid every morning, I'll do baseball, football, and it's like, and then I click on basketball, and then I see them. It's the Mavs, and it's the Lakers matched up, and I can't. No, I can't. I can't put his. I'll write AC Green. Like I can't. I just can't. Like things that remind me about Luka just make me sad, and just basketball in general. So now here's the Celtics documentary. And I don't know if I can finish this thing. because the first 5 minutes are highlights from last year's win.
Yep.
As they're hoisting that trophy in. Patrick Dumont is so sad because they have confetti coming down. He doesn't want to feel that way, and I don't like when Patrick Dumont feels bad.
Right.
So it's hard for me to watch that. But then they'll intersperse it with, Larry Bird holding a trophy and then Bill Russell holding a trophy. Now, it takes like 5 or 6 minutes to actually start now. We're going to start at the start. Fascinating stuff. It's really, really, really good. And probably anything would be if you have some footage from way back then. But just the story of how the Celtics even started, how Red Auerbach was brought in, how they, it's really, really good stuff. Very, it was like right after Jackie Robinson. But Bob Cousy was like rooming with a black guy, but he didn't know that it was a big deal, or at least he claims. But the media made such a big, they couldn't believe it. You're rooming with a black guy. What if you catch black or something?
Yeah.
It's just such a thing.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. I mean, I make jokes about them, like,
about black people.
No, about the Celtics titles from that era, just because there were like 10 teams. It's kind of like being the Beatles.
It was certainly easier to be,
but they also, from a cultural standpoint, made tremendous, tremendous progress in mark.
And especially being in Boston, which is odd.
Exactly, yeah.
Because Boston, considerably thought of as a racist town overall, and their sports teams were like generally the last to integrate. I know the Red Sox were. But, so now I'm like 10, 15 minutes into the real good meat part, and now I got to get some Jason Tatum or just some I think the fact that this is produced by Bill Simmons is what is. There's too much of the current Celtics even being woven in. If you start at the start and get to the end, and I don't have to watch episode 7, that's going to be great. I think the problem is going to be that it's going back and forth, and I don't know that I can finish this documentary. It seems like it's probably fascinating. It's probably great. I'm sure the story of Larry Bird is awesome, but I don't need to see it mixed in with today's Celtics. I can't take it. It's too sad.
Yeah, they broke the whole sport. You see Tom Leppert's, the former Dallas mayor, op-ed this weekend?
I absolutely did. In fact, I got his phone number.
Oh, nice.
In case we wanted to try and book him, but then I was also reading about him, and I don't know if you'd mix with him.
No, he's not me? Was it all me?
Well, I don't know. It just doesn't. He just seems like he's
a conservative.
Well, pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
So, but that's not really why we'd want to talk to him. So
we had Jenna Ryan on.
We'll see. Yeah,
twice. No,
twice.
I have a hard time watching the playoffs. It's hard for me to watch what's going on with Minnesota and Denver because I feel like, Minnesota. Denver and Oklahoma City, I just feel like Oklahoma City is vulnerable. Denver's worn out. I don't think Minnesota's ready yet. This was the year. This was Dallas's year, I think, where they should have been clear as day headed to the conference finals at least. And I like my chances there. And then I look over at the East, and it's like Cleveland's obviously no super team. They're beating up on each other, yeah. Boston's having issues. So it just,
I think Nico had said, Cleveland's his model. The day they traded him.
Well, that is kind of what Cleveland's doing.
Yeah.
Playing massive lineups, but it really feels like this could have been the year. And maybe I'm just telling myself that, but the roster was nice. You see these other teams beating up on each other. Having the Clippers and Nuggets play each other was huge. And it doesn't matter because it's over.
And then
Stars?
We'll get to the Stars in a second. And then I wanted to just give a thumbs up to procrastinating because everybody bashes procrastinating. Right? You're putting stuff off and you criticize yourself for procrastinating. Or if somebody you want to get something done for you and they just keep procrastinating, get that done so that I don't have to think about it anymore. Well, I had this project I've been trying to get done for a while. It's not even that hard. But I'll tell you, it's watching all the Ernest trailers and writing up reviews for all of them, right? Because I kind of lost a bet, and it's a fitness pack thing and all that. So But when you have something looming, you tend to, well, I can't just sit here and watch TV. And I think a lot of people are like this, so I'll go do this. I got about 16 things done that have been on my list, and I keep moving them, pushing those back. I took care of so many things yesterday. You won't believe the amount of things I got taken care of. We got the charity thing settled, Blake. Mm-hmm. We got the Brandon Aubrey show paid off and all that. Like all these things that have just been looming and we haven't done. And I'm still going to end up watching the Ernest trailers. I haven't done it yet.
Well,
but the point is that I got so many things done, and it was because of procrastination. Because had I done my original task first, I would have felt so satisfied. I would have sat down and watched TV for the rest of the day.
Okay, it's an interesting psychological workaround.
That was the main. You always have this looming thing. If I could just get that done, I will feel accomplished for the day. But having it hang out there, and it made me feel too guilty to just sit and do nothing, so I kept doing a bunch of little things. I got so many things done, so I just want to promote procrastination. Hi, this is the Dumb Zone for procrastination.
Yeah.
Go to procrastination.com/dumbzone for your free 10 minutes of procrastination. It will allow you to get some other shit done when you had been meaning to do those things. So
hit that promo code.
That's the main thing I wanted to say.
We can buy procrastination.com.
I forgot two more things.
Do it right now.
Quick notes.
Now.
Okay. I saw Shrek for the first time.
And that's funny. He said, wait, do it later.
Yeah.
Sorry. You saw Shrek?
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
It's really good.
Yeah,
great
really
movie.
Good.
Yes.
The animation is terrible.
No.
I don't understand what happened where, like, Pixar, like, when Pixar made Toy Story, that was like 97, 96.
Yeah.
The animation in Shrek looks like Lara Croft Tomb Raider PlayStation level to me.
Well, was Shrek
It's
more of
shitty.
a 90?
2000.
Oh, it was after.
1 or 2 or 3.
Wow.
It was out of the time when I was a kid. Very good. I do think movies back then, and I don't really have a comment on this, they used to kick each other's asses a lot more. Like Shrek's punching people and tossing people. You just don't see that in kids' movies as much anymore.
That's a good point.
Like where it's just a human on human, like I will tackle you, punch you, throw you.
I don't feel like Shrek was definitely a kid's movie, though.
It's PG. But there's no like real cursing. There's just some innuendo for the parents type thing. But it's a good movie.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Because I just think I went to see Shrek and didn't have a kid.
And then my other thought, it's not even a thought. You guys know I'm big in the ice cream game these days.
Yeah.
I found an ice cream. It's not just like a lower calorie like the Halo Top. It's protein ice cream. They have it at select stores. It's 40 grams of protein in a pint.
That's a lot.
It's a protein shake plus. But if I split that with the kids, we're doing all right. Now, does it taste good? No. Tastes like shit. But it is in the form of ice cream, and it will give you 40 grams of protein.
How is it on your app?
Horrible. Don't use the app. We need to get Brunig on to talk about this because he's the guy I want to trust. The app, I want to know what Brunig thinks. I use this app called Yuka for food items, and it'll tell you that like your protein bar is terrible because it's full of additives, right? So there's basically no fake sugar that it's going to say is good. But I think Brunig's on the track of like, it's better than real sugar.
Is it?
Well, I don't know. I think
that's
the crux of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there is some faction that'll be like, yeah,
any fake sweetness is cancer.
Live like your great grandma.
Right.
And no, real sugar is the way to go. Real butter, real, everything real. Mm-hmm. Real jugs.
How far do you want to take live like your grandmother? Yeah. Do you have any like opinions on various ethnic groups that you?
I think he's just saying diet.
Oh, okay. I don't know if there was like
drink from that fountain.
States' rights type. Grandma thing. So what do you want to do here? Oh, okay. We're up against it.
We're fine.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Jesus.
Sports Today brought to us by Qualis Roofing.
Oh, yes.
Boy, they put the roof on the den. They're fantastic. This house? Oh, really?
Can't you tell?
I'm dry.
It did seem exceptionally dry in here.
Dry as a whatever the opposite of a whistle is.
Wow, Qualis Roofing
Incredible.
has come out here to Greenville. They're all over DFW. They're in Austin as well. But it's QualisGC.com. And they've got a great bit for you, the Dumb Zone listener. If you just call them and get a free roof inspection, just an inspection, they'll give you a Dumb Zone T-shirt.
How about that? What if I get a roof?
If you actually have to get a roof like we did, they will pay for a sit-in on your behalf. You can sit in the studio and marvel at what we do
This guy came all the way from Colombia
on a
to
daily
watch
basis.
this, and Qualis is willing to give you that experience.
Yeah, so it's what's the number? 817-500-9008.
Or QualisGC.com. Hit them up. Get that inspection done. Get you some free stuff.
They'll take care of it through the insurance company. Like, they dealt with them.
They handled everything for
They
me.
Oh, yeah, you got a roof from Qualis.
Yeah. A lot of steps that.
I don't think Jake likes Qualis. He's the one that didn't get a roof
Yeah.
yet.
What's your deal?
Why do you hate Qualis, dude?
QualisGC.com.
Stars win.
What a day. That place was rocking. I really want to go tomorrow night.
Is Miko good?
We talked about this in Game 7, I guess, of the last series, but the goal that he scored to go up 4-2, that is one of those, like, the second he obtained possession of the puck, like, he's scoring. It's the same move. It's just it's just that little glide float from right wing to left wing, and now the keeper's in traffic, and it looks too easy. It looks like he's playing a video game with a glitch on those goals.
In general, I think trade deadline deals are overrated. They don't really generally work, right? Haven't we done studies on that? And
yeah, I don't know.
There's
I
not
wonder
a
if it
huge-
depends on like baseball. It seems like that one seems like it helps, right? Like relievers, but then again, all the ones the Rangers tried failed.
yeah, the hockey, it's hit or miss, but I wonder if we can go back and trace and, like, was there a trade deadline deal where then the guy was the best player in the playoffs and led them to the promised land? Because that's where it just feels like that's happening here.
Yeah, it's usually like depth guys, or it's you go get Kyrie and it's like, oh, next year. This is going to take till next year. It's usually not that
Not the best
year
player on your team.
in the playoffs against his former team to make matters more. Filling in for guys who are injured in the first round, not filling in, but picking up the slack for. What did you guys think about the third goal?
Like, it's never a good player. Hold on.
Yeah.
Like,
They don't get traded.
Luka was the best player, but he went to a team that's not like they weren't championship ready kind of anyway, and then added this player.
Right.
And then he's also the best player on the team. Like, the Mavs were championship ready type thing.
Frankly, it would have been like the Mavs adding Anthony Davis for almost nothing.
Luka
and Kyrie.
and whatever, because that's what they did.
Yeah.
They didn't have to trade any of their really good players.
No, Stankoven is not a prospect, but he's a young player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. That, like, 13 straight goals of being a part of, 15 out of 16.
Like his last 7 games, they're silly.
It's ridiculous.
His stats in the playoffs are silly. The third goal, which turned out to be the game-winning goal, and so that makes it a little more consequential, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily momentum guy when it comes to using it to predict future events, but when Miko scores 49 seconds after that review concludes that went 9 minutes, it felt like there was some level of hangover there. But then, of course, if they had scored right away, we would have said...
Yeah, and there's probably an equal number of times that the other team scores 49 seconds later or whatever. But
sure.
Once Miko did score, now the roof was off the building. It was a lot of controversy. The Jets are not happy about it, to this moment, right? They're like, clearly that was a kick. You are allowed to redirect the puck with your skate as long as somebody on your own team touches it with their stick again.
Well, I thought they clarified it during the review. They said the kicking motion is not what made the puck go in.
Yeah,
it's the goalie's stick.
But he did say in the review there was a kicking motion.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Sure,
it's almost like it's not almost. It is like reading legal precedent where this is like, okay, this may have happened, but this happened, so that doesn't matter. And then this happened, so that doesn't matter. And Bissonnette on the broadcast or the postgame had a good point about the kick because it's Petrovic, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a crazy story, too. That's one great thing
the
about
guy
hockey.
who only plays in the
hockey
playoffs?
You get like a 30-year-old who played 5 games this year and has been in the minors.
He's going to play more playoff games
than regular. Yeah, it's crazy. And coaches have that guy, you know? Like every coach. I mean, I don't even know. In the NBA, it happens all the time. Like it's Carlisle with Berea. But the fact that he's right-handed, he's on the left side of the goal, and when he kicks it with his left skate, he's trying to kick it to his forehand. Like, he's not kicking towards the goal. He's kicking backward.
Right.
So that's part of it, is that the kicking motion is not going towards the net. But then, as Blake brought up, and I don't know, it depends on your interpretation of the rule, because they said that Hellebuck propelled the puck into the net with his stick. They didn't say deflected, they said propelled. But it does make sense that once a goalie makes a play on something, it has to extend their arm to do it. That's now their play. Mm-hmm. It's also the longest review I've ever seen in any sport.
Yeah, they started playing Freebird as a joke, and then I think this whole song played.
I think they do it every review, like as a joke, just as how long could this take? And then they got to the solo.
Right.
It's like, no, that's not supposed to happen. But I think, and it's not just because it's a Stars thing. I read an explanation of it that made sense to me. That is the word and spirit of the rule. Good goal.
Yeah, I don't know if you were on the other side, if you'd be complaining about it.
Yeah,
probably would.
Probably.
But also, they could have stopped that next goal too.
Yeah, and
so
I mean,
that's the point.
Speaking of momentum,
you did not win by 1.
They looked awful in Game 2.
The Stars.
They got destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, they could not muster any offense at all. And not that they were great out of the gate yesterday, but that definitely tells you the whole series momentum thing doesn't have much to it.
Well,
Do you guys go ahead?
Saw that in Colorado. They dominated Game 5, got trounced Game 6, one game. I mean, you live and die by each game.
Do you guys recall how the last 2 Stars seasons have ended? So last year they made it to the conference finals and got up 2-1, and I don't think they won again. Edmonton.
Yeah.
Do you remember how the year before that ended?
No.
Vegas?
That's the Jamie Benn year.
Oh.
That kind of has just gone away because they were good again the next year. They made the conference finals last year. They're good this year. That was a big deal, dude. When he took a run at Mark Stone, like super unnecessary, and got himself suspended during a playoff series. And I believe also created like a 5-minute 5-on-3 maybe that it was something. It ended the series.
Right.
You know, and he was kind of not cool about it in the immediate aftermath.
He did not apologize.
Yeah.
And history might shine on Jamie Benn here.
Yeah, maybe. It's weird to think about how their last 2 seasons have ended and where they sit right now. I want it real bad for those guys.
And you'll remember he was eligible to return in Game 7. They won Game 6 and then got dominated.
Yeah.
Everyone thought that they could ride the Jamie Benn entrance.
The Jamie Benn momentum, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be great to see them
They deserve
win it all. Yeah, I mean, Sagan, that would
It's
be
just
a nice
cool story
bookend on his career.
You don't get that many the trajectory of an organization to be like, hey, we've got these guys that we got when they were 19 and 23, and a decade later we're still going to be good and they're still going to be here.
And they're making moves to try and like Jim Nill. I feel like he deserves it. I feel like, you know,
The only thing is, like, I think they're
Maybe
going to be
even-
good for a minute.
Maybe even the owner, because he stuck with Jim Nill and kind of had a plan. Like, I thought the Jim Nill hiring was great when they did it. And I'm kind of glad they did stick with them, because there's been times when you could have seen another owner, maybe even a guy in the same building, would have made some changes when they shouldn't have. I'll give you a little bit of today in Twitter before we take a break.
Okay.
We could say this is brought to us by fairlease.org, because that is a place to lease a vehicle.
It is. It is a place to
Or
lease.
a fleet of vehicles.
A fleet of vehicles. Let's say you have a business and you'd like to hook
Yeah.
up with Fairlease. Fairlease.org is the way to do that. They can make this they will make this very, very simple for you. They'll deliver that vehicle right to your door. You can do this all from your phone at fairlease.org. They've been with us for a while now, so if you're looking to lease a vehicle, we stand by them. We trust them. They're a Texas company. They're in affiliation with the Credit Union of Texas. You know, you're dealing with good people at Fairlease. It's fairlease.org. Lease your next vehicle, top dollar for your trade-in, great financing options. Just give them a look. Give them a chance to earn your business at fairlease.org.
Oh, one other thing that came out of that game that people were wondering is they're going to be, will Marchment be suspended? Did you see that?
It was like a shin tap, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was really upset.
Because he got taken down, and, he was started chirping at a ref for not calling a penalty. And then as he went back by the ref, he tapped him on the shin, but he hit the ref. Like, you would even think if you just kind of touched the ref, they'll other leagues would suspend you.
Yeah.
But according to Elliot Friedman, he said the league discussed it, and they say it's the on-ice officials' call to decide if that qualifies as abusive officials violation. To the officials' credit, he did not.
To the officials' credit, but that's a bad setup.
But an NBA official would have run him in half a second for looking at him.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. But I don't love the league putting it on the ref, right? Because now he's got to make the decision
His
of whether,
livelihood.
I guess I'm just a giant P over here. You hit me with a stick, and I'm a jerk for pointing that out. The league should be in charge of that. But it is credit to him for not making a big deal out of it.
So not only was it Mother's Day, but I saw some back and forth on Twitter. People were upset that apparently this is called National Dog Mom Day as well.
What? This is on, is it one of those deals did dog.com pay for it?
Hashtag Dog Mom. Look that up for all the stuff yesterday.
Oh, my God. This is why Trump won.
And people were tweeting out things like this. First, hashtag Mother's Day in 14 years without my baby. Phil, it's been 5 months since you crossed that rainbow bridge. I still come home expecting to see your face greeting me at the door. I miss you and love you so much. Hashtag Dog Mom forever in my heart. Which will cause the internet to have people jump out saying, stop insulting moms by equating, quote, dog moms to real moms.
You know what?
There's no comparison.
I ride with the moms on this one.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Imagine the thing that you have that distinguishes you is that you, out of your vagina, can create life. Very painful. That is not the same as going to the SPCA and picking up a dog. It's just not.
What about this one? There could be a force field.
Uh-oh.
Today, we're celebrating all the moms who give unconditional love to their families and their furry companions. From service members and spouses to our amazing boarders, B-A-O-A-R, boarders who step in when needed. Happy Mother's Day. Hashtag Dog Mom. The account is called Dogs on Deployment.
That's tough to argue with. We have a wounded veteran / support the troops thing here.
This dog has served his country well.
I just don't. But it feels aggressive. Like they should have National Dog Mom Day, just not on the same day as Mother's Day or the same weekend as Mother's Day. You're a mom. You don't want to be compared to Paris Hilton, who has like a rat in her purse and says, I'm a dog mom. That's not the same.
It is to her.
Well,
See Post Malone
I did.
Heck yeah.
in concert wearing a Brandon Aubrey jersey?
Yep.
Wonder if Brandon Aubrey was there.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
You gonna text him?
He would have texted me if he was.
Oh, you think he's reaching out to you now?
What do you got tonight?
I know he's reaching out to me now. All right. Let's. We got Jared Sandler in a little bit. The Dumb Zone. Right now.
I just got rear-ended. Should I call the insurance company?
It's always best to talk to us before dealing with the insurance company.
Okay, but I don't think I can afford a lawyer.
Don't worry. You don't pay us anything up front. No hidden fees, no surprises.
Oh, thank you. I feel so overwhelmed right now.
Before you call the insurance company, call Frankel first. Frankel and Frankel. Call 214 or 817 all threes.
All right. Thing. What are you going to do?
Nothing.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Let's promote that summer event, baby. Baby. The Dumb Zone generic summer event. Where's it going to be, Blake? The local.
Isn't it like McKinney area, Frisco-ish, up there somewhere?
The Colony, Blake.
Colony.
The Colony.
The Colony.
The local shacks
The
at Austin
puppet.
Ranch.
Yeah, it's June 7th, which was as closest to June 9th as we could get.
Yeah, Cougars.
We're going to have live bands. We're going to have a comedian, Jimmy Nelson. The bands are Grady, Spencer, and The Work, and Prophets and Outlaws. It is absolutely free. It starts at 6 o'clock, but it's Saturday, June 7th. It is our generic summer event. We're going to have Community Mechanical is going to be out there. We got Qualis Roofing going to be out there. There's going to be plenty of Lone Star beer there as well. Jerry's Place prides itself on stocking as much Lone Star beer as they need. And if you want to look the part when you go out there, you can go to LoneStarBeer.com.
This guy.
Got a little promo code, DumbZone21. It'll get you 21% off your merchandise.
I mean, look
Get
at
a
this,
sweet
look at this
hat.
shirt.
Oh, you got a Lone Star shirt.
Of course. Something cool on the back that I don't remember.
Look like Blake, ladies.
Oh, yeah. The cowboy.
Start growing your mustache now and
Roping
get
an
your Lone
armadillo.
Star merch. And I like Lone Star Light. I've been drinking that for 140 years. That's how long Lone Star has been the national beer of Texas. So thank you, Lone Star. And please join us out there June 7th. So
We'll be there.
Here's Jay.
we're doing this now
Zone News.
because Jared Sandler, his weekly Rangers segment, he had to go a little later. So we're going to do some news now. We'll get Jared on. We're having a great time out here in Greenville.
Yeah, today, by Wednesday, things around here are going to suck. We will have our first 100-degree day of the year by Wednesday. We will have temps in the 90s tomorrow, Dan.
Damn.
Here we go.
Time for the early morning walk. Got up a little. I felt a little like Jake today. Got up at 6:30. Usually 7:30, but I just thought, all right, you know what? We got an early show. Get up a little early for some show prep, so it'll feel like the same amount of time I'm spending on the show and all that. And it felt good. Felt good being out early.
You know what I did?
Darker.
I went to the sauna at 5:15 this morning.
Wow.
Never done the early one before. Like, I've done it post-workout, but this morning I was like, I don't have time to go up there and fully work out. But what if I go read for the show and listen to audio in the sauna? And it was great.
I thought you were like cold bath guy.
It's both. You want to do both. You want to use the sauna, and then you want to use the cold for showers, cold tub, cryo, whatever. Morning sauna is great, though.
It feels like sauna would be great anytime.
Yeah. So
you're saying Wednesday there will be a sauna for everybody.
That's right. This is a quick hit story here, but I saw this note on Fox 4's website over the weekend. I guess probably how this works is law enforcement agencies, in this case ICE, just give the news agencies, hey, we arrested somebody, do a story. A guy, a 42-year-old Venezuelan man, Venezuelan national, was arrested in Grapevine last week. Wanted in in Venezuela for 4 contract killings. And the photo that they posted of them arresting this guy, again, is like down the street from my house. And it just makes me think, like, how many times are you just going into the gas station and the guy in front of you who's just getting a can of dip? Or
that could be a contract.
Thinks, yeah, I got 4 bodies they know about. They're looking for me right now in Grapevine. It was the guy. It's a normal looking truck. They're by those apartments on Main.
Can you make it look like an accident?
And it's I don't know. They walk amongst us, I suppose.
All right, she goes to Pilates every. That's the guys that are always getting caught. You're trying to get your wife killed or your husband killed.
Yeah. Yeah, except for that one. And I got to be honest, when I was leaving sauna this morning, they were doing like a fit camp out on the soccer field. And you know what I think of every time I see one of those.
What's that?
Midlothian and the unsolved murder. That was like a fit camp that was happening outside at a church. And the lady was there to set it up that morning, the instructor, when fucking Stay Puft Marshmallow Man walked through there, or woman, and killed her.
And they've never solved it?
No. It was like a pre-dawn. Then that's what I'm saying. I'm looking over there at this today, and I'm like, that's kind of what we're talking about here. Just a little field. I have no idea why this came out now, but it seems to happen around this time of the year every year. It is the final tally for most popular baby names in the country from 2024.
Oh, good.
This is important for you. Have you named your baby yet?
We're down to 2.
Your boy, girl? What is it? Boy or girl?
Come to Papa. Let me take a crack at this.
I have thought about asking you, but if we go with the one you didn't pick, then you just hold that over me forever.
No.
Yeah, we're down to 2. It's a boy. Boy, Dad.
Boy, look at this guy.
Actually read something
Just
last
churning
weekend.
out boys.
That's less manly.
Churning out a boy?
Yeah, there is actual science here that would indicate that the warriors amongst us more often produce females, because actually that's like balancing society.
There you go.
So, whatever.
Our sperm is way better.
But you know what? I'm pretty sure we need another guy on the high beam or whatever it's called.
I think that just means you were on the bottom.
We used to work with someone who I believe has said this on the air. So, but yeah, his answer to how you have so many boys was canine style.
No, and I remember, I think my wife's friends had some theories on.
Yeah, they all have them.
If you
wives
curl up
theories.
right when, while it's mixing in there or something.
Mixing?
Just whatever. I
just want to reset the remote for everyone. It's the Dumb Zone and one lady.
Yeah.
Sitting here right now. Mixing.
The community will tell you if you're on top, it'll be a boy.
And would you agree with that?
I would say that they're 2 for 2.
You want the male or the female names first?
I want you to comment on that guy's shirt first.
Oh, it's amazing. It's a Mavericks football jersey. It's Cuban. It's got the dollar sign on the back. Looks like it's 20 years old. It's glorious.
It's a dollar sign.
It's glorious. It's the names you think. Top 10 male baby names from 10 to 1. Liam is number 1.
And it has been for years, right?
Yeah. Number 2.
Jackson.
No. If you want number 2, I'm only going to give you that one because it does pertain to our show, as I believe there is a budding D3 All-Star with this first name, his last name, Kanega.
Noah.
Oh, wow.
Number 3, and I got one of these in my friend group. I found Oliver tonight.
That's a solid name.
Oliver?
Yeah.
It sounds nerdy.
Dude, I don't know. We got an Ollie in our group, and it might be because he has, like, long hair for a 3-year-old, but he looks sick.
Yeah.
Like,
Brooks'
Ollie.
best friend is an Ollie Pop.
Yeah. Speaking of nerdy, I don't know that you can pull off Theo unless you're a real badass. Theodore. It's a cool name, but...
Theo Huxtable. That's what I think of.
Now Vaughn, of course, in the mainstream. 5 down, James Henry at 7, Mateo.
Wow.
And it begs the question. I wish wife, lady,
is
mom,
ice,
I wish she
is
had a
ice
mic.
right there as Mateo comes out?
Waiting for the paper?
Yeah.
No, but so I thought about this when I was having kids. There are some names that I like that sound ethnic. Mm-hmm. But I feel like if I were to pick them, it would be like a real Dolezalian move.
Rachel Dolezal.
Like I wanted to name a kid Dez.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like, Skin can pull it off, I guess, because he's like cool.
Did you run Luca Bayer before Luca was? Well, yeah. Obviously, you're having a kid.
That was a no-go. And I think also, we have one in our friend group. We have a Luca, who was named after Luca.
How much does that inform? Like, you might not know those people 2 years from now.
I've known him for 20 years.
All right, maybe then.
But Mateo would fit it. Like, could I name a kid Mateo? The other one I wanted was Joaquin.
Yeah.
Boo. And I did not.
That's really out there.
I know, but it's a cool name. So is Mateo even possible if you're a gringo? Or you just look that weird forever, like, you're cosplaying?
Look what they're doing in Hollywood. You can name your kid anything.
Top 10 female baby names.
These are getting, like, old school, right?
Everything is.
Like Nora.
Yeah.
Is Nora on the list?
No, but it's all very Nora.
Uh-huh.
Ava's on the list at 9.
AVA?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yours is EVA, right?
Yeah.
Doubling up here because after checking in at number 3 on the boys, Olivia, the other side of Oliver. Olivia, number 1. What is that about? Did we have a famous Olivia I missed?
Munn?
Who? Oh, yeah. Olivia Rodriguez, maybe. She's a big deal. Number 2, Emma. Number 3, Amelia. Number 4, Charlotte. Number 5, Mia, Sophia, Isabella, Evelyn, Ava. So it's just an A at the end of everything. Olivia, Emma, Amelia, Mia, Sophia, Isabella, Ava, Sophia. 8 of your top 10 there.
Crazy.
Let's see here. I think this is just because of my unique position of looking at all the local news stories every Monday. A lot of people die in car accidents in Dallas-Fort Worth every weekend. Like an insane number of stories are just motorcycle accident, street racing accident. We had a street racing accident over the weekend, this one in Dallas. And a sedan who was racing crashes into a truck. Truck driver dies at the scene. Driver seriously injured, expected to recover. Like, every Monday morning, it's just here are all the people in street racing accidents in DFW. Like, it doesn't seem to be slowing down. I know it was a big deal during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Like the takeovers. That's what this was. It was a takeover. There's a ton of them.
Where are they doing it? Somewhere I wouldn't be, so I don't have to worry about it?
Probably at a time you would not be there.
That's what it is. Yeah, this one was...
What, it's like 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
I've been getting up earlier and earlier.
I would guess. I haven't seen the story.
This one, 8 p.m.
Uh-oh.
There you go. I can make that one.
It's on your way home from Andy's.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe if there's
I might just find myself in the middle of one and don't even know it. Just because I'm riding so fast to get home.
Yeah. It's funny, too. There was a video this weekend. of a guy at a roundabout in Oak Cliff. Have you seen that one? I didn't play it because it was like a news. He just goes straight, like as he's approaching the roundabout at a high rate of speed, he just goes straight. And
so what happened?
He launches over the roundabout and crashes on the edge of it. Like he just
looks like Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, so I was complaining once a few months ago, I think, maybe not complaining, but about our tax dollars going to these roundabouts, and there's these ornate sculptures in the middle of the roundabouts. And, during COVID, it was funny because somebody put a mask on it. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I'm like, why is this? It just seems like a waste of money. And somebody, Well Actually guy emailed me and said, well, actually, that's to stop any, to diminish crashes that could happen if you just had a flat roundabout, you would just drive right through the middle sometimes. Or like if you've been drinking, you're late at night or whatever, you would just kind of go straight. You don't even recognize that there's a roundabout. So the fact that there's a big thing there is what alerts you to the fact that you have to move.
That makes sense. And this one,
but perhaps in Oak Cliff, they don't.
This was. I'm going to try to get the video to pull back up here, but it was 9:00 at night, and even if this guy didn't know, like in general, the reason it doesn't happen more might be because of exactly what you said. But this guy, here I'll show you. You can just watch it if you want to react to it. It's a quick shot. He just takes off going straight. Yeah, there you go.
And he just made it.
Yeah. And to your point, they don't have anything in the middle there. It's just a roundabout, and the guy just flies over it.
He's like, this is quicker than the roundabout.
Yeah. This is a bit of media news because we don't have anywhere to talk about this, but I'm actually pretty interested in the return to the mothership for the Rich Eisen show. Like Rich Eisen. Apparently, he's been doing a show. We hear podcast promotions for it on the ticket all the time. I see clips of it every now and then. And then I see this morning he's going back to ESPN. Didn't really know who he worked for before, and apparently it was Roku.
What? The TV company? Or not TV. They make TV.
But so he's not leaving the NFL Network?
No.
Okay. When you first told me this morning Rich Eisen is going to ESPN, I thought you meant like he's leaving the NFL Network.
No, but I do have news on that.
All right.
ESPN is in talks to purchase the NFL Network.
Ooh.
From the league. And they would somehow meld these two things together, and it would be like ESPN's NFL. That's the crazier part of the story, right? What's that going to look like?
Yeah, and do they still keep the NFL Network and own that? And it runs as its network?
Or do they just subsume all the talent? I have no idea how that's going to work out. But, yeah, he's moving. Funny Trump story of the day. He had a Truth Social post last night where I think he actually said it was like the truth of all truths to end all truths. But it was about prescription drugs. And basically, he is saying, as they're negotiating with drug companies, that a new rule will kick in that will tie the price of what the U.S. pays for medications to lower prices paid by other countries. What we're talking about here, folks, is we'll beat any price you bring us. Like he's just running the healthcare industry like a used car situation.
Best Buy.
Yeah. Hey, you find a better offer? Bring it here, which seems great. But I really wanted to do this story just because I love how every week there's a different thing that he seems to kind of get interested in, and he's like, we're fixing this now. Okay, we're going to buy – maybe it'll be Greenland this week. But maybe it'll be Gaza.
Often, though, it's not fixed.
It'll be
nothing
another
really
thing
end up
next
happening,
week.
though.
We just do a different story next week. Like last week.
But this stuff might not even actually happen, though.
Like none of it?
Yeah, that's the thing.
But if you
it's
look
kind of like the tariffs. Now they're rolling them back. Oh.
Right. I can't
Okay. I guess it was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just too much.
Yeah, I don't know. Does it even matter anymore?
I don't know what matters.
Do you guys? I don't know, man.
It's like so much that you can't get worked up, or is it a smoke screen to deflect you from this that's actually going on?
Yeah.
It's just the polar opposite. Like, it's one old guy, and now we got another old guy. And the other old guy didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. You never saw him. You never heard him. He never said a word. There might be like a State of the Union every year. And then you're like, oh, okay. Then they put him back away.
Yeah, they freeze him.
Yeah, but like Trump is every day. We're having a whole press conference about this every day, and then he'll say a few things, and then
they had him getting in and out of Teslas a few months ago.
Oh yeah, I know which model is this, Elon. Why don't you tell the folks at home all about this one?
It's all computer.
I forgot they did an actual car lot out front. A little bit of Pope news for you. Local tie. Saw this, the wife did, on the gram over the weekend. You know my deli there in Grapevine that I'm a big fan of?
Weinberger.
Weinberger himself attended high school with the Pope.
Oh, wow.
They found him at the World Series game.
Yeah, he's a Chicago guy. Weinberger's a Chicago deli. And so just on like the Weinberger Instagram, they're like, yeah, looking at the yearbooks, and we just figured out.
Is there some lady that banged the Pope? Or has the Pope never had love of a lady?
That's a good question.
I mean, if you're in high school, has the Pope fired one up, a blunt?
And which would be more offensive?
I'm going to say yeah.
I feel like the sex would be more. They're supposed to be virgins, right? I know they don't do it once they've been paped up.
I don't know, man.
Does anybody know?
He's supposed
if
to
you
be.
could do it after you become Pope, I could be Pope now then. Because I've been married a long time.
Yeah.
We don't have sex, folks. That's what I'm saying.
So, in following some of Pope Leo's comments over the weekend, like he did his address, he made comments about AI.
Was it like our education director who said A1?
Yeah. Her? It isn't that Linda McMahon?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So the Pope says he'll cloth.
Of course it is.
Do we have Jared, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. We got you.
Bring him into news.
Hi, Jared.
Hey, what's up, guys?
The Pope
We're talking
says
Pope, bro.
He's going to closely follow artificial intelligence and regulations and the morality around it, which is interesting because did you guys see any George Pickens notes from over the weekend? So there was a series of posts, screenshots of them on the internet, right, that said they were from George Pickens' account and they were like trashing the Steelers and calling them cheap and just going off on the Steelers.
They all they care about is football over there.
It's just it's ridiculous. So those got out there, which meant George Pickens had to address it and say that wasn't me. He had a social media post where he is on a plane. He says, no service, just landed and seen straight lies from Pitt fans. Okay, we all on the same page here so far?
Mm-hmm.
Then he said, stop with AI trying to make a story. At which point I think I realized that AI is now just 9/11. Where anything that's like kind of going south, you're like, and then
if it's bad on the internet, it's AI.
Yeah, AI. Like I seriously doubt it's just some guy made a fake. It's Photoshop. It's not.
AI is the boogeyman now.
All right, there's your news. Here's Jared. Now can he play a close and an open, folks?
The Dumb Zone News. Like and subscribe.
What if the open is preceded by Jared's sponsor, which is Lucy?
Lucy.co/dumbzone. Lucy is my preferred pouch. It's 100% pure nicotine. I'm just going to be candid with you. I was forced into a situation where I had to use some pouches from Big Tobacco the other day. They're disgusting. I mean it. They're disgusting. They taste like generics. Lucy is not the generics. So, get 20% off and always free shipping at lucy.co/dumbzone and get you some good pouches. Whenever they work for you. Lucy's nicotine pouches and breakers. The breakers are nice. Get you a little extra flavor pouch in there. So go to lucy.co/dumbzone. You'll get 20% off. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, Jared, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Jared Sandler, super smart, African-American man. Jared Sandler, you are an incredible baseball fan.
Yes, here he is, girls. Jared Sandler. How's it going, man? The top on our Griffey list, our show's Griffey list.
Not
right
mine.
up there with Brandon Aubrey. We think you're first.
Wow, that's quite an honor.
The people have spoken and said Ted's not in your league.
Yeah.
What? That's
what I've heard.
The main response was, I think Jared's good, but y'all got to reevaluate this.
Just not.
Are you guys worried there's some skeletons in Ted's closet?
I'm just saying.
More than you.
The people, yeah.
That's all we're saying is more than you.
You're pure as the driven snow, Jared.
Jared, are we about to go on a run?
Except you've done time.
At least 3, right?
I've done time. Yeah. Hopefully, yeah. I mean, this is. I'll say this: the no one needs to make any apologies for the schedule or excuses or whatever. They have not had a window like this where they have a week of games against. And I know this is going to be a kind of edgy thing to say, but a team in Colorado that's one of the worst teams in Major League history, and then an Astros team that's just not that good. I'm not saying they're awful, but there's nothing about the Astros where I'm like, wow, that's tough, right? Like Oakland or Sacramento or the Athletics, whatever the flip they're called, they to me are a little like when you go play them in Sacramento, that's like I don't know what I'm getting myself into, and their lineup's a lot better than Houston. So anyway, all that said, yeah, this is maybe good timing. It seems like they're starting to turn just independent of the opponent because they just took 2 out of 3 from the best team in the American League. But now they've got a runway of a week at home against the Rockies and the Astros. This is not a bad time to try to get things turned around.
The Seager situation yesterday was just precautionary. Okay, that's kind of what I wanted to know because it feels like that's at the heart of this. Is I go back to that conversation we had weeks ago, where your ideal Wyatt's back in the lineup, Simeon's moving down. You still have we haven't had consistency with that other than really the last week, and it's been great. But what are we looking at there?
Yeah, I think we'll probably find out in the next couple hours. If there's no roster move, then that's a good sign. That means that. Even if Corey's not in the lineup tonight, that, hopefully he can be back tomorrow, the next day. But, I just wonder, it seems to me that Corey, knowing how Corey's wired, he was aware that this team's lineup was not producing, and he is aware that he can impact that as much as anyone, and probably wanted to come back and get in there to try and turn things around as soon as possible, but maybe, under different circumstances would kind of hang back a little longer. And perhaps, he feels like after coming back for, a couple weeks or whatever, that maybe it's best to try, tap the brakes for a little bit and hopefully make this a non-issue. Now, I don't know if they were to go that route. I don't know. Is that 2 weeks? Is that 4 weeks? I have no idea. I also don't know, with the advancements in medicine, can you get a shot and it takes the pain away for a month and then you get, I don't know how all that works, right? But I do know, and it was painfully evident on Saturday, that he was playing through a lot of discomfort. I mean, watching him run the bases on his home runs was not fun to watch, right? So I have a lot of respect for what this guy plays through. He's not someone who stands on the mountaintop and shouts out, how much pain he's playing through, but it's very obvious. But I do think there's a possibility that we're going to maybe see another IL stint, or if not, then I imagine it's going to have to be managed the rest of the year.
Damn.
Hey, can I interest you in a burger, though? Because I do think a burger and a Higgy might be returning. I think there's a good chance that Jake Berger's recalled today, if not today, here in the next few days, and Kyle Higashioka hopefully will be activated today or in the next few days as well.
It'll help.
Let's see. Let's play good bit, bad bit, or are you indifferent to the bit that Josh Young was doing with his brother yesterday?
The tic-tac-toe?
Yeah, so they both play third base, made a little tic-tac-toe board. We've seen this before, right, in the world of baseball?
Yeah, pitching mound, yeah.
So they did a tic-tac-toe game throughout the game, and if you are a teammate of one of them and you think it's a bad bit, are you allowed to just
kick it?
Yeah, just kind of scuffle over it and ruin their game if you're anti-Josh Young. But, yeah, you got to interview them, was it before the game, I guess, on Mother's Day? And I saw your tweet, I think, which would indicate that brothers in Major League Baseball to play against each other on Mother's Day seems to happen about once a decade. So it was a pretty rare situation that happened yesterday.
Yeah, over 400 pairs of brothers or sets of brothers, I guess, like the Alous, there's 3 of them. Over 400 in Major League Baseball, but and credit to Evan Grant for this, however he dug it up. But I guess yesterday was the 9th occasion in which brothers played with or against each other on Mother's Day. I'll tell you, the interview was really cool. Now, you guys would enjoy this. We only played about 3 minutes of it. It was about a 15 to 18-minute conversation. The intention was never to play all 15 to 18 minutes, but maybe more than the 3 minutes. But they had a massive church service going on the field, which very appropriate for me. And they had, like, Tiger, what's it called when you talk about the importance of Jesus in your life?
Witnessing, testimonial.
No, testimony.
Okay.
They had a bunch of players giving their testimony, including Frank Tanana, a former player, former Ranger too, and so it kind of got in the way of the ability to run large parts of the interview. The Tigers weren't the most helpful in us finding a quieter place, but it was actually really cool. You know, I would ask a question, and then they would just start arguing for like 2 to 3 minutes. And Jake, I don't know if you experienced this with Joe, right? Like my brothers and me, like still, we have dinner with the family and we'll start arguing who's the best at this and who's the best at that. And no, you're an idiot. You suck. And Dad would just be nice to you. But that's like what it was. But they are exceptionally close. And it's really cool. It's been cool over the years to see Josh get into big brother mode and being with pride over certain things. Jace getting drafted, or even before that, Jace at Texas Tech. And, you know, we'll be in the clubhouse and the Tigers game will be on and Josh will be locked in. But, you know, they are brothers in every single way. And that was kind of fun. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play a lot of those parts, but it was a cool weekend. It was cool that Josh hit the home run. I was okay with the tic-tac-toe, although your suggestion of the player just, you know, swiping dirt to wipe it clean, that might have been the best bit. As a matter of fact, like, I'm imagining if Elvis had a brother who played Major League Baseball and Elvis and his brother did that, Beltre would totally go over there and kick it and like look and smile at them.
Yeah.
That was the best bit.
Let me just say this too. Remember this, Dan, if you think it's a bad bit. There's probably going to come a day where one of them is having a kid and they will be announcing the gender of that kid to their brother and their spouse on television. And that's a worse bit than this. So as far as brother, that's going to happen, right? Like, this is an epidemic, pandemic, whatever you want. I think the leagues need to get involved.
Yeah.
Integrity of the game.
Are you excited to see Warren Schaefer make some moves?
Man.
Do you guys know who that is?
Go ahead. No.
I'm now trying to memorize the
New
Rockies
Major League
Baseball managers. Yes, Bud Black got fired yesterday after they won.
Which you were really upset about. You're a big Bud Black guy.
Big Bud.
He got fired after
Indian.
they won. But honestly, though,
former Indian great.
It made me think of what happened. The hitting coach here, Donnie Ecker, he got fired on the day they put up like 8 runs.
Oh, really?
It was a Sunday. It was like, look, this is happening either way. Yeah.
Yeah. It's incredibly sad how off. I mean, they are. We thought the White Sox were bad. This team's worse.
I think their average loss is double.
They're on pace.
Yeah, they're on pace to win like 20-something games.
25 games.
41. Yeah.
Yes, 40 is
Brutal.
the least ever, right?
And 40. Well, yeah. So the White Sox won 41 last year. 41 and 1, 21 or whatever the math is.
But 1962 Mets were 40 and 120.
In a one.
Somehow they didn't play 162. I don't know. Maybe a couple rainouts they didn't finish. So
But like we talk about Jerry a lot, and Jerry's a big part of the problem. He's no Dick Monfort though. I just like I think going through the World Series year in 2023, it caused me to think a lot about like the construction of the team and why certain organizations have success and others don't. And hey, don't get me wrong. I'm aware that the Rangers are in a stretch here of one winning season since the end of 2016. That one was a pretty big one though, so maybe it's a little bit of a protection. But like Jerry Reinsdorf clearly has no clue what he's doing. All right, the White Sox suck. Dick Monfort is a joke, but you can't like. What are you going to do? You can't fire him, right? But like, there's so many things that they do that it's just a total tragedy. But one of the things that makes zero sense to me, they are like arguably 30th out of 30 major league clubs in terms of like their utilization of data and analytics and technology. Like, who cares if you like batting average or WOBA more? Just like the use of technology. And they've got the biggest mystery to solve. Like, it is solvable. All right, I don't know. Playing at Coors Field in the altitude absolutely is a challenge. And maybe it's going to prevent you from going on a run like the 90s Yankees or something. But you can't convince me that you can't figure out the best type of player to try and bring in. Yet they're the team that is putting forth the fewest amount or the least amount of financial resources towards like technology to try and figure this stuff out. It's sad, and it's not good for baseball. When you suck in the NFL, you can pick first and draft a quarterback, and like your fan base can get excited about that. When you suck in the NBA, you can draft LeBron James or Cooper Flagg or someone, and it excites the fan base. When you suck in Major League Baseball, you draft a guy who you hope you'll see in a few years. And even if that guy's Paul Skeens and it's sooner than a few years, Paul Skeens is fun every 5 days, but he's not turning the Pirates into a winner by himself. It's the beauty and the curse of the structure of baseball. One guy is not going to be able to tilt the scales as much as one guy can in the NBA or the NFL. So when you're a fan base of a team that sucks like the Rockies, the end is nowhere near in sight, and that's really bad for the sport.
Yeah, it sucks too. Just from a smaller standpoint, that the ballpark in the setup is so great. Like that's a destination ballpark. Have you ever been there, Dan? Yeah, it's so great, and to have that be just a dumpster fire from an ownership standpoint, that sucks.
Yeah, it really is unfortunate. And they have guys. I'm doing research prep for this series. There's nothing Chase Golander. Yeah. Chase Golander's pitching tonight for them, and he should eventually be good, but maybe not because he pitches for the Rockies. But at least the White Sox last year had Luis Robert, who, in theory is one of the more exciting players in baseball, but if he could ever put it together, the Rockies got nada. There's nothing about the Rockies that excite me whatsoever one bit, and it's sad.
Time for trivia. Jared Sandler gives away Rangers tickets every week right here. How do we do it, Blake?
Jared will give the question, and then first correct answer in the chat receives Rangers tickets.
How easy is that?
Pretty straightforward.
Super.
All you have to do is know the answer to the following question from the great Jared Sandler.
All right, do you guys want an Astros-themed question with the Astros coming to town this week, or do you want just a general Major League Baseball question?
And every week when we do this, he starts it by asking us.
He's trying to be helpful.
Is that the question?
I'm giving you the menu.
The question for the chat is, do we want
Let me make a poll.
An Astros question?
Send out an email blast, Blake, and we'll get back on this. We'll wait 10 or so minutes.
I'm sorry, Jared. How about an Astros question?
Okay. My bad.
You're doing perfect.
Okay. Thank you. No, appreciate it. There are two players. All right, there are two players who have made an all-star team both while with the Rangers and while with the Astros. Who are those two? I would say on a spicy level, 1 to 5, this is a 2, difficulty.
One of them seems super easy, but I'm also not a baseball historian. Maybe.
Yeah, I've got one for
Maybe
sure.
He wasn't the all-star.
I'm thinking
those
that's he was definitely an all-star here, right? But was he with the Astros. Probably. You just have to assume he was.
Yeah, we're, of course, all speaking about Rangers and Astros legend Lance Berkman.
I was talking about John Daniels.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Your South Lake brother.
Lance Berkman.
So while they kicked that around, Jared, did you think Ohtani was mocking Uriel?
Of course.
Because now they're tracing it back to Ohtani did a commercial.
Oh.
And they think it's because of that. But I'd like to think that Ohtani's going at Uriel there. Because that would make him cooler, right?
Yeah, I think so. And, I mean, I guess standing up for you, Darvish, who was mocked by Yuli Gurriel.
That's what I was going to bring up, yeah. That one kind of just went away.
Yeah.
He was straight up doing the eyes in the dugout. Do you remember that, Dan?
Yeah.
Kind of.
That was a real spicy one culturally because it's like, well, he's a minority. So I think.
I love those. Those are the best ones.
Very confused. I was like, all I know is I can't do it. I'll leave you guys to decide who can. So what do we do? You want to start submitting answers, Blake? See what's right?
I think we have the right answer in the chat. But
Okay, so I'm Nolan Ryan, right?
Nolan Ryan.
That has to be the layup. And then who was the other all-star on the Astros? All-star. Can you give us a decade?
Last decade.
Okay, the 2010s.
Oh God, this should
for the Rangers.
This should be easier.
That's I know.
In division, position player or in the field, or excuse me, a pitcher.
Position player.
Okay, it can't solve.
Do you have a feel? Oh, you already know the answer, so you can't.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's wrap it up. What do you
think?
think?
Just the dumb guys.
Is it Carlos Beltran?
No.
Is it Hunter Pence?
Hunter Pence.
Damn. We had a show with him.
Hunter Pence. Just kind of bizarre that in that super random year in which Hunter Pence was a Ranger after, basically not being thought of as a Major League Baseball player anymore, he ended up being an All-Star in 2019. Woody's first season. And that was about the stats. He was an All-Star.
That's right. Do you remember talking to him and his wife?
Oh, yeah.
That was such a random appearance on the Ranger radar.
It was a really weird show.
That's kind of how Jock Peterson feels this year. Is like, okay, I guess this guy's here.
Hunter.
Yeah,
although
he loved Game of Thrones,
the whole
right?
All-Star thing is a little different. But
yeah.
Well, there's still time.
There is still time. But you, my friend, are out of time. Thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks, guys.
That's the great Jared Sandler. Watch him tonight and every night.
Quality
you didn't give me words. I need words.
Well, yeah, we're going to have to do that next week. Thanks, dude. Sorry. Did you record his words from last week?
I didn't get a tip, so I don't know if he did them. He probably did. I just
okay.
wasn't on it.
All right. Well, today in history is what we have to do before closing remarks, and that'll be brought to us by Tito's Handmade Vodka, who likes to sponsor our watching parties. We always have Tito's Handmade Vodka at all of our football watching parties. It's America's favorite vodka for a reason, a spirit that knows how to focus on what's important. That's why it comes in a standard bottle with a modest paper label, so all you pay for is the high-quality vodka inside. Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, naturally gluten-free, and mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. We're excited to be associated with a brand like Tito's because not only is it known for great vodka, but for giving back by teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. It is the vodka for dog people, after all. Find your new favorite cocktail with Tito's by visiting Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, distilled from corn. Copyright 2025, crafted to be savored responsibly.
The Dumb Zone presents.
You'd have thought that was recorded, the way I nailed that.
I played it.
And edited.
That's right. You would have thought that was like 4 takes, and oh man, they must have had to cut out. Nope.
This guy can read.
That's what you got here, folks. So we have a little today in history.
Hey, we bring a lot to the table. Literacy in the package.
It might be the dumb zone, but we can read and stuff. Put it on a T-shirt.
I don't
Make
know
that the start of the show today.
I don't know if it should bother me that bad, but sometimes, I'll put clips of the show up on Instagram or Twitter, and it spreads to people that are not familiar with us. And it's a pretty common response of, boy, they are the dumb zone, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you dork.
The true secret is that we're just willing to be open and honest about it. Everyone else is hiding from what an idiot they are.
I did enjoy, because I put the Winnipeg Jets song up, and it
made it to Hockey World.
It made it to Hockey World, and they're, that song was made for kids. You don't get it. That guy's a, whatever.
Oh, Ace Burpee.
But then our people would get back in it and say, yeah, but it sucked. That's the funny part.
Who cares who it's for? What charity it's for? Let's just rip it.
Some viewer mail birthdays.
Sucks. Yeah.
From Al, want to wish Phil Pilo Lopez happy birthday. Pilo recently fulfilled a lifelong dream when he attended the NFL draft in the Dragon Den last month, wearing a large NFL hat.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty cool. That's a dicey nickname, though, just going by PLO, especially with all the heat happening over there, Clayton.
His leaders are the girl who stole the points for sex list out of Jake's book bag and made copies and posted them all over the school, and the fat chick with huge sunglasses from Blake's Tinder profile. That's from either Al or AI. I'm not real sure. I got a couple that have just trickled in as well. Happy birthday to the newest DF, my daughter. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Dear Voyager of the Vagina.
Jeez, this man's a father.
Fresh girl dad.
He's speaking that way.
Happy birthday to the newest DF, my daughter, who was born Friday night. Another candidate for your Bill Belichick era.
Stop making it so real.
I, for one, just take comfort that she could be anything she wants in this world except a referee that does NBA playoff games. Let's not get carried away. Feel free to do more 3-hour episodes, as I need more things to listen to during the 16 weeks of paternity leave my company gives me.
Jesus. What a scenario give.
Awesome.
Thanks, Woke.
Huh?
I'm sure the Dumb Zone has a similar policy for Blake's upcoming child.
16 weeks.
Please get a name rating from Jake.
Let's do it.
Lillian Jade Gerald.
It's good. It has small porn potential, but as just like a pretty classy name, it's mostly that. The Jade thing's not helping you. But
This is from Chase. He says never punt. He says she'll go by Lily. And I say to you, Chase, that might be what you want. You just don't know. You don't know how things are going to unfold.
Yeah.
Like, you want her to go by Lily.
Did you have a nickname planned?
She might go by LJ. Lily and J. I just don't know, you know? She might, her sister might call her something when she's a baby, and then all of a sudden that's going to be her thing.
I mean, I hear you say that, but you're also the author of, like, they'll do what you say they're going to do when they're early. So if you could force it.
You try.
LJ's dicey.
You don't like LJ?
I don't love that. I don't know. We're just fresh off Emily telling us all the horrible things that her male and female friends called her in high school. Don't want that. Can't avoid it, though.
I know, but
just a nickname that has J in it for a female feels like it's ripe for me to be like, LJ? How about a BJ?
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, I would never think that.
I mean, I guess I could be like Lillian. Yeah, more like Drillian.
Boy, you're on fire.
That is great.
Jade? I'm here just to get laid. You know, name her whatever you want. You're a good dad. You'll be fine. Boy, Drillian really hit over there, didn't it? All right.
Okay, this one is May 19th birthday. Somebody's sending me a May 19th birthday today. Do you think that's too early?
I think that's probably the spouse of someone who listens to the show.
Just a week ahead.
All right, we'll get to that later. Elsewhere, it is Monday, May 12th. On this day in 1903, the song "The Eyes of Texas" was first sung in public at least. The performance took place at the Hancock Opera House in Austin. It was a minstrel show.
Yuck.
Benefiting the, not menstrual, the University of Texas track team. They had a track team in 1903. Think that guy... Are you faster right now?
I mean, that was my question.
Could Brooks be on that team?
Like,
my 3-year-old.
1903.
On this day in 1922, a 20-ton meteor crashed near Blackstone, Virginia. And out of that crawled a small boy.
No.
Came from a planet far, far away. On this day in 1932, the body of Charles Lindbergh Jr., he was a 20-month-old kidnapped baby of Charles and Ann Lindbergh, was found in the woods in New Jersey.
Popular crime.
Yeah.
Is that in there?
Mm-hmm. That's a big one in there.
When did you read that?
A
while back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe y'all talked about it on the show. You let me borrow it, I think.
Okay,
I've read quite a bit of it. TC let me borrow it many years ago.
Great book.
Yeah.
On this day in the year 2007, voters in Farmers Branch became the first in the nation to back an ordinance which would prohibit landlords from renting to most immigrants who are in the U.S. illegally. This ordinance was never enforced. An appeals court struck it down, and I guess it got to the Supreme Court, but
Boy, I have
don't know.
no recollection of
Me
that
neither.
at all.
That's why I just threw it in here today. Like, I don't remember this news at all, and I thought if anybody did, you would.
Yeah, I mean, I was not living here at the time, but a Supreme Court case based in Farmers Branch is news to me.
And on this day in the year 2010, a flight on its way from South Africa to Libya crashed.
This one, man. You know much about this one, Johnny?
103 people died. A 9-year-old boy survived. His name, Ruben Van Assow. Is this a fake name like we too low and like Assow? Oh, okay. Elsewhere in birthdays, you have Connor Williams is 28.
Where's he?
I was asking the same question this morning, and my research will tell me he
Not
left
Miami.
the Cowboys. He went to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
He then went to Seattle and retired mid-season last year. So I don't know if he got injured or just like lost his love of the game. I don't know what happened. But he retired on November 15th last year.
Was that where we got things go viral for all sorts of reasons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, from Norm. I don't know if this show is out right. There's an Apple TV show called Dear Edward.
Yes, about the plane crash.
Yeah.
Or
the kid.
Tangentially about it, yeah. It's
interesting.
Arm's length about it.
Let's book him.
And let's book. You know, I'm reading about that kid this morning, and it said there are like 14
solos
of major airline crashes. I guess that I don't know what the number is though. I'm guessing like over 100 people. There are 14 people that all share that trait.
Damn, they've got to get together every year, right?
At least a Facebook page.
That feels pretty weak. We survived a plane crash. Like we can't
Well,
link
I said
up
at least. Yeah.
Link up in
Well, what if we were-
Reno for a weekend or something?
Yeah, Dave and Buster's.
Facebook page.
Should we fly them all out to
Generic
The summer event.
Summer event?
See if any of them want to date Amy.
Lance Lynn is 38.
Damn, that's another one that could have been, right? Or no, is he an Astro?
I don't know.
No, okay. White Sox. He curses a lot.
Mo Bamba, 27.
Dude, he was supposed to be the next one.
I don't know.
The next Bull. What is he?
Probably.
Tony Hawk, 57, Jake. Isn't that your leader?
Oh, big time. Legend. What a guy.
Ving Rhames, 66.
Not Michael Clark Duncan at all.
Stephen Baldwin is 59.
Is he the one that went religion? Or is he still...
Nobody knows.
That's Billy, isn't it?
I don't know.
Religious Baldwin.
Scott Schwartz is 57. He is the kid who had his tongue stuck to the pole in A Christmas Story.
What else, Ty?
And later became a porn star.
There you go.
That's right.
That's Stephen Baldwin. He's the God guy. And then his brother killed someone.
Yeah, but he had that really cool monologue in Glengarry Glen Ross.
It's a good point. Versatile.
Now that our hands are in sales more than ever, like, I'll watch that scene and be like, all right, yeah, always be closing, bro.
You shouldn't have told me that.
What?
That's pretty embarrassing.
It just pops up on Twitter now and again, like, oh,
I'm
greatest.
just kidding. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I watched Jon Snow's speech before fight night, so...
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm above it. I am the king of the North. Yeah, I'm going to go fight this listener.
Rhea Seahorn is 53.
Oh, Better Call Saul.
Chris Sacca, 50.
Oh, he's like a technology guy. He's on Shark Tank sometimes. He's a really, really, really interesting dude. Good stuff.
Malin Ackerman is 47.
You know where he had interesting comments during the wildfires in California because he was like the first. He's a relatively like liberal guy, but he was the first guy I'd heard say, these fires are happening in part because of the environmentalists. Like that they set things up to where it's so hard to get this built or use new materials in builds and this and that. Just a really insightful thing of like, you think you have the right ideas. Sometimes you got to stop and be like, maybe we're not on the right track here, liberalism. But it burned down, so it's not really a concern anymore, I guess.
Malin Ackerman, 47. She...
Why do I know that name?
Is a hot who is in Children's Hospital, which is criminally underrated just because you guys don't even know it exists. I swear you'd love it. And Billions. You'd also love it if you can find it.
I've seen some episodes. It's got
it's only 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
So you'd really love it.
Rob?
She was the Billions' wife.
Oh, okay.
Jason Biggs, 47.
Huge.
Rami Malek is 44. From Mr.
Elliot.
Robot. Almost our birthday of the day. Because I love him. Nathan Fielder, 42.
Whoa.
I got to get
How
on
is this
that new
not the
show.
Feature of the day.
Have you started
How is he
it?
not birthday of the day? You're going to find out in a moment.
It's going to take a lot.
Why are you staring at Blake like that?
I don't know. I'm just waiting on you to
mad?
read the next name and see how he reacts.
Okay. Anyway, I am watching the rehearsal. Are you?
I will. I heard this season is
It's
more insane than the last, which doesn't seem possible.
I don't really know if I like it or not.
I think I just want to live in a world where there's only Nathan for you.
Because Nathan for You is just so great.
Yeah, I don't need more.
But the now he's trying to go 18 levels above it. And
Right.
I don't know that I'm that smart that I can figure it out.
I just want the car wash next to the big tree full of birds that will poop on your car. I just want to live there.
All right, our birthday of the day. 63 years old. Emilio Estevez.
Whoa! Emilio! Damn.
Not only Charlie Sheen's brother.
No, I mean, he's Gordon Bombay.
Gordon Bombay.
He got a DUI and changed the course of NHL history forever.
I can't...
It's true. The Mighty Ducks don't exist in Anaheim if Gordon Bombay doesn't drink all of that scotch that night.
And how would you have reacted if I made Nathan Fielder our birthday of the day?
I would have been upset. You made the right call.
Yeah, but now I'm upset. So which is it?
So you made the right call. No, I wish that you guys respected those movies. Came up this morning on a call. Frustrating.
But it comes up just about every call I make with Jake off the air.
Right.
I loved it. I had those movies memorized. When we go on road trips, I would just do the whole thing. My parents loved it.
Born on this day, now dead, Florence Nightingale.
The nurse?
Give me a year she was alive.
Ooh. You can lop off like the 1500s and before.
Yeah.
You know, nurses weren't really.
1950.
I would say. Well, what's the question? When was she
Just give me a year she was alive.
The 30s. The 30s.
She died in 1910.
Damn it.
Oh. Okay.
At the age of 90. Also died, born on this day, now dead, George Carlin. He was great.
Was great.
Oh. What happened?
Dead on this day, still
Oh,
dead.
he died?
Well, yeah, he's dead.
Okay.
So Jake's saying you're not that great anymore. Like you haven't put out any new material since
Right.
2008. Died on this day, still dead. You have Robert Reed. He was the dad in the Brady Bunch. You ever see that?
No.
You're aware of the Brady Bunch?
No.
Yeah. They got the 9 squares.
But you've never
open.
seen an episode.
Should I?
I don't know. Like, I watched it because it was on, and I was a little kid.
Right. I would have to go, like, legit try to find it. Where's it on?
No,
let me
you
sit
could
down and
find
watch
it. You could find it, but it's not good. And it's
Okay.
not because it's old. It's just not good.
Okay.
Like most things. Sucks.
And our feature dead on this day, still dead. We have Joe Valdez Caballero. Died, well, he died on this day. He was the creator of the hard taco shell.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Give me a year he was alive. When do you think the hard taco shell was created?
Can I go first?
Mm-hmm.
1940. I'm going to say it was way later than you think. Maybe 50.
I'm going to go 1960.
Okay, you guys are in the park then. He died in 1989, so
Yeah.
at the age of 81, so he's somewhere in the 1900s. I would have thought it was a long time ago, but I don't know.
That was my
I don't
first
know, like,
thought,
if you- 1800
something, but I couldn't picture a Civil War soldier eating a hard shell taco.
Yeah, it's like messy. It's cracking all over his hands. He's like, what are we doing
Like he's
here?
firing
this
a
feels
musket.
Why
technology
did we invent
was
that?
Well,
It's higher calories.
Well,
It's-
there's a preferred taste, possibly. I mean, the shell is fried, but yeah, when you think about the Mexican
It's
soldiers
a way
of the
bigger
60s,
mess, though.
Like I imagine some guys like, where's the guac bar? Like you're trying to get by in the 1800s, not like, ooh, this is. I like a little crunch. No. But I think that
was today in history.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it even a Mexican dish? Like, you're not gonna get chili con queso in Mexico, right? Generally, you can get it.
I think
It's a Tex-Mex dish.
Yeah, I feel like they're real basic there.
Yeah.
Or at least when I was there, it's you got a pile of chicken here and you got a pile of tortillas, and there you go, guys.
Yeah.
Make your thing, and you're like, whoa. Where's all, like you said, where's the bar?
Where is my Doritos Loco shell? I thought this was Mexico.
So, closing remarks.
The time has come.
Now, who are you today? I'm not sure what to call you.
Johnny Outlaw.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Am I allowed to use your other name or no?
Sure, yeah. I mean, whatever.
We know
Don't you gonna dead name him?
We know him as Brad Wheeler, yeah. From Scenario, but today he's Johnny Outlaw.
Yeah.
And do you know if you got into an accident or had a personal injury, like who you would call?
Frankels, of course.
Do you know a phone number for the Frankels?
I think I would just start jamming that 3 if I recall.
Hit an
correctly.
area code first, but yeah, you're good there. 214-817-333-3333.
They're going to sponsor closing remarks today.
Fantastic.
Just in case, you're listening to this and you veered off the road and got in an accident.
If it's so bad that you that you fall asleep at the wheel, when you wake up, call the Frankels.
Call Frankel and Frankel. Personal injury attorneys. It doesn't have to be in an accident, but from what we understand, that is kind of a lot of their business comes from that. But
yeah, I mean, if your buddy,
let's say you're on like a ladder that was teetering,
that's worth calling. If your buddy like nut taps you, don't call the Frankles.
No.
While a personal injury, I feel like they have bigger fish to fry.
What if like a defenseman hits you in the shin with his stick as he's going by? He's upset you didn't call.
So where are we today,
Frankel
Johnny
and
Outlaw?
Frankel.
Where are we?
We are in Greenville, Texas at Church Street Studio. So this place, we purchased it in 2018, I believe. Maybe it was 19. And when we purchased it, it was an out-of-business birthing center.
Birthing center.
Birthing center. So right next to Jake, where Jake is sitting, there was a giant bathtub.
You can actually see where it was
outline.
right here.
Yeah, we haven't totally replaced the flooring yet.
So wait, there are things called birthing centers.
Yeah, you know
that
about
you
this.
could just go to instead of a hospital.
Yeah, we looked into it. You looked into it, didn't you?
No. My wife had our second in the birthing center.
There's one down the street from my house.
Yeah,
It's
so
very common.
You would have your baby in a bathtub.
Yeah,
I've heard of that,
a
but
doula.
I didn't know it was like in a special.
There's a place, yeah, and they'll have like a whole. We toured a couple of them.
Do you have to be like accredited or?
I wish I knew.
I think it's pretty
Pretty
light.
fast and loose.
Yeah, but they're
like we
they
could
were
open
great.
one up on the side.
I don't know the license. It's not. I can tell you this: it's not much. It's not like you have to be a doctor or a nurse. But there are a lot of them, and
could I someday be the Surgeon General if I start with this?
that's a very good topical joke.
Thanks, man.
Really like it.
Do you want to be the Surgeon General?
She's not a doctor.
I guess we got a new one that's not a doctor or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a general.
Right.
How old were you when you found out that person wasn't in the military? Because for me, it was like a number that starts with 3.
Today, years old.
So yeah, we
Where's
purchased
his
this.
gun?
We whenever we purchased this place, it needed a lot of work. So there was a big bathtub here. There was no shower. So we pulled the bathtub out. We added this bathroom, and then we listed it on Airbnb just last year. So it's been on Airbnb for less than a year. But all the work has been done ourselves. Most of it has been done ourselves. So we've added a fence. We've added backyard parking. We've added outdoor seating.
Very cool back there.
Thank you. But we think this space could be used for more than just an Airbnb. We think it could also be a studio for recording podcasts, for co-working space, for recording music. And I'm happy to report that the Dumb Zone is the first show recorded here. So
it's a good spot for that.
We're hopeful.
We are your proof of concept.
We are your proof. Yes, you are our first. So we're hopeful that that this can be start of something. And so if any Dumb Zone listeners hear this and they're interested in using this space, we have a website. It's churchstreetstudio.us. It's extremely basic, but it's a way to find us. So Church Street Studio is a way to find us. And for now, when it says to reserve, it's just going to send you to Airbnb for now. But if this thing does end up taking off and we do end up doing anything with it, we'll grow that. But we'll see. But if anyone is hearing this and they would like to rent this space, I'd like to make a special for any Dumb Zone listeners. So right now our list price is $110 a night. But for a Dumb Zone listener, we can do it for $69 a night. So just all you need to do is just mention to me that you heard it on the Dumb Zone in your Airbnb request, and I'll reduce that for you. And if you want to stay for 5 days, I'll give it to you for $420 for 5 days.
Wow.
And then if we end up renting it out, and if we end up renting it out for by the hour or anything like that, for recordings or co-working space, that'd be wonderful. So more to come, hopefully, on that. So thank you guys for being here. We're hopeful that this can be the start of something. We'll take some pictures, we'll post them online, and
so we have listeners all over. And if somebody from Colorado is like, you know what, I want a vacation in Greenville, Texas.
Okay, you say that, but we go down to like Wimberley, Dripping Springs, the Hill Country area, and like I prefer that. But this is really close to a number of like state parks, lakes. Like we're out here close to being out here.
Okay.
So I actually, if somebody wanted to take like a weekend trip, and you're within an hour of a bunch of really pretty places.
we're walking distance to downtown.
And there's a downtown.
We're very close to downtown.
The ladies, they love a downtown I mean, didn't mean to point at you. I'm pointing outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little old quaint downtown.
Yeah.
The ladies love it.
It's a nice spot.
I feel like
it's a really cool place.
You're an interesting dude. You always have something new going on every time I see you.
That is true. My wife is next to you. She'll tell you I've changed a lot over every few years. I'm
recognizing it.
I kind of evolve a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you're just starting new businesses left and right.
Well, businesses would be putting it graciously. It's more just hobbies. I just have a lot of hobbies and a lot of interests. But I am excited to retire so that I can turn these hobbies into businesses. I would love to have my hobbies be ways that I can make money. But for now, they're just ways.
What's your main gig?
Scenario. So I work in data. I've worked in data for 20 years.
Okay.
But I am excited. So Johnny Outlaw is my business name. So John is my first name. I go by my middle name, Brad. I just started this as an LLC, just as a way to start to do things on my own. So now I have Johnny Outlaw as an LLC. So it's the things that I do for things like Airbnb, and I also have I do have some T-shirts. So Gracie, if you want to hand out those shirts.
She said you gave her like a name too.
Yeah. So she's Gracie Goodnight. So yeah,
I love this.
There's just bits
How does
all over.
Every single person here have more scene control than even Dan and Blake.
So I heard you guys mentioning, that you wanted a shirt that said executive producer, and you mentioned key grip. So
nice.
We got Clayton a key grip shirt, and then you guys have executive producers, and then Blake, yours is a little bit different. I thought you deserved one that just straight up said run the ball. Let's just keep it simple.
These are like on your own blanks too.
Yeah, so JohnnyOutlaw.store. These are all available. I make zero money, so I sell everything for cost. So if anybody is interested in any of these, I have a lot of Dumb Zone related stuff because as I hear you guys talk, I just kind of type them up. So we've got like some random things out there if Clayton would like to pull that up, and I've also got some more in here for if you guys want to swap them out for anything. And then if you want to grab that hat, I think that hat I made that for you, Dan. So there you go. There's your Johnny Outlaw hat. So
this guy knows how to brand himself.
Yeah, for sure. And he knows I'll wear a hat on you.
Yeah.
So.
And then the final thing I just wanted to talk about was Wordle. So the very first time I came on, we had talked about I play Wordle every day. I play with my dad. I play with my wife, and every day we send our stats to each other. Basically, what we do is we just send what we did. And Sebas, who's sitting next to my wife here, he's visiting us from Colombia, wrote an application that reads our screenshots and saves those to a database. And so since I was on your show back in September, we've actually had a few Dumb Zone listeners join us. So now we have I think 5 or 6 people. Shout out to Rawls and the others on the Discord server that post their Wordle results every day. So you can see we have this dashboard. We can see how we're doing against each other. And if you would like to join us, Dan, I know you play. I'd be happy to show you. It's really simple. Whenever you're done, you just send your screenshot.
See, do you guys play hard mode?
No, we just play regular.
Okay, because I've recently switched to hard mode, and I would be embarrassed if my stats were lower than your guys. We don't regular mode it's almost too easy.
Almost
right?
too easy. Well, I don't know. I mean,
do you have like a 99%?
Well, yeah. If all you're saying is all I'm trying to do is just win and just guess this word within 6 guesses, of course it's too easy. But if you're competing against other people and I want to get it in 4, I mean you got.
Oh,
it in 3.
So it's getting it quicker. Okay.
Yeah, I had to get it in. If you got it, if my wife gets it in 3, then I have to get it in 2 to win, right? So
you ever get 1?
I've never gotten 1, but I believe she has.
Dude, it was what a feeling.
Yeah.
Because you pick the same word every day.
God, that's lame.
And finally, it was like 400 days in. And it's like, oh my gosh, I can't use the word grade again. And yeah.
So those are my 3 things. I just wanted to talk about this studio. I wanted to talk about Wordle, and then I want to talk about Johnny Outlaw. So thanks again for being here.
How do people hit you up for business inquiries other than the Church Street thing? Like, you want to plug Scenario one more time?
Or just Johnny. He doesn't.
I don't know.
I think this is interesting too. Like you met this guy through.
Okay, so
Dumb Zone?
Scott over here reached out to me last time we were on the Dumb Zone, and he's a former professor of University of UTA. So he was a professor at UTA for how many years? 10 years? 9 years? And worked on a lot of data. And now he's recently started a new startup, and now we're seeing if we can work together at Scenario and IOTA. So Scott
Look at us
Hansen
there.
at
We're bringing
IOTA.
people together.
Bringing people together.
I was interested in your
Amy's going to get laid.
The consortium?
Your Business Wednesday from your consortium from last Wednesday. I was interested in maybe reaching out to those guys too.
Yeah, I think a couple people already have.
Yeah.
And they're meeting next week for it might even be this week. But no, I mean, that's how those guys originally got together. I just think this is cool.
Yeah, me too.
Well, thanks for having us.
This is really, really cool.
Yeah, this is cool.
Like if somebody
I'm
wanted
sorry.
to have
I
like
did
a
have one more
family, there's a
thing.
huge backyard. I don't know if you saw that. I feel like if somebody wanted to have like a family reunion here, they almost
Yes,
could.
and that's what the space is used for. So we are pet friendly. We're also event friendly. So that's one thing
Cool.
that's rare on Airbnb. Most times there's no parties, no events. We're very event friendly. So this
Clearly
space,
was set up
this
for that,
has been
yeah.
rented out several times for birthday parties, for bachelor parties, stuff like that. But I forgot. I'm glad I hadn't gone yet. My last thing. So this is now my third sit-in. I love it. It's really fun. But I have an idea for you that could be a potential revenue opportunity.
That's right. Your email did indicate.
Yeah.
as
So
such.
I think the 690 is awesome, but there's a lot that I still would love to talk about and just really talk more. But it's not comfortable with all these lights and we're all on camera and all these things. So I would like to propose to you the 420 hangout. So 690 sit-in, and then you can optionally add on a 420 hangout. So then you hang out afterwards for a couple of hours with no cameras, no lights. We're just hanging out. It could also be Cowboy games on. Let's do a 420 hangout session with the Dumb Zone. Have them come out and watch the Cowboy game with us. Don't have to worry about setting up lights, cameras, nothing. We're just hanging out.
That one I'm down for.
Shooting the shit.
That one I'm down for.
So
the first one I think I could make work, but I'm going to be the stick in the mud on that if it comes to it.
But I do like the Business Wednesday setup because it's not cameras and stuff. I think people tend to be a little more comfortable in that situation than if you're looking at yourself on camera and worried about that, you know?
Right. So just a thought. Yeah.
Okay, no, we appreciate all
the 690
thoughts.
idea wasn't ours.
Yeah,
basically everything that's going well for any of this came from y'all, and I'm not really kidding.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
This, Blake, has been fun.
Adios, mofo.
We gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.
Treat her right, treat your mother right. Treat her right, treat her right. Treat her right, treat your mother right. Treat her right, treat her right.
Mother, there is no other like mother, so treat her right. Mother, I always love her, my mother, so treat her right, treat her right. M is for the moan and the miserable groan from the pain that she felt when I was born. O is for the oven with its burning heat, where she stood making sure I had something to eat. T is for the time that she stayed up night and took my temperature when I wasn't feeling right. H is for the hard-earned money she spent to keep clothes on my back and try to pay the rent. E is every wrinkle I put on her face and every worry that I caused when I stayed out late. The last letter R is that she taught me respect, and for the room up in heaven that I know she'll get. Mother, there is no other like mother, so treat her right. Mother, I always love her, my mother, so treat her right, treat her right.